welcome you all from all around the world to the round number 8 of LBFF Season 7. I am your captain for the day, Marcelo Ferrantini, and of course, I am sided by my co-pilot, Isa13. How you doing, Isa?
Hi guys, I'm doing great and I am so glad to be back here for our 8th round in the Brazilian Free Fire League. How are you? I'd like to know as well. And I am so excited for today because we are seeing a new pattern in the game that I'm thinking is going to be very cool to see and to watch today.
And of course, today we have groups B and A going at each other. The leaders on the standings will be playing here today, their last day of the weekend, which will give us the cutting line for those who want to take the lead from Fluxo, from Vasco, from anyone who can be at the top. So it's a very important day here today for us to see how this third week will start to finish it off, right?
Yes, of course. We are going to have Fluxo playing for the leadership. Of course, we'll have also Black Dragons Vasco. We are going to have Vivo Cage, that is one good round away from the leadership. So let's see how Vivo Cage is going to work towards the leadership. And of course, we also have our bottom team playing today. Currently, Netshoes Miners is in the bottom position, and we are going to have them playing here today. And of course, we are hoping that they're going to do amazingly and make our competition even more competitive, for so to speak. And I am so excited to see how they're going to work their way up in the standings, because of course we saw that Liberty yesterday had a very bad performance, which means that the path is open for Netshoes Miners. So let's see how they work on that.
And they are the only team without a booyah this season since Fluxo yesterday got their first booyah. And we will check the standings for you guys to see how is this picture to start the day here in the round 8. We have Fluxo with 351 points and Black Dragons Vasco with 352. Only 29 points splitting those two teams apart, but Vasco has the advantage on the main tie-breaking criteria, which is the number of booyahs, right, Isa?
Right, of course, Black Dragons Vasco can reach up to Fluxo in the day of today, because it is going to be hard. Of course, we are not saying that it isn't, but Black Dragons Vasco still has the chance to get in a very small difference from Fluxo, and we are seeing that right now at the bottom of the charts. Netshoes Miners has an outstanding difference of kind of like 55 points. I don't know. My math is very bad, and you of course know that. So 45, not 55, but it was close enough. Close enough. Netshoes Miners and Team Liquid have that big difference, but Netshoes Miners is playing, of course, without Liberty today, so they can pass Liberty and diminish this difference between them and the top 16 of the standings. And of course, we have a very stable middle of the standings that go from kind of not before, but Real to Nitrox to Loud, mainly have a small difference. So whichever one of those 4 teams, Real, Cruzeiro, 00 Nation, and Loud, gets the better day, will probably go to the first part of our standings. So that's going to be cool.
And we're talking about the mid and the bottom of our table. 45 points splitting Netshoes Miners from Liberty, who is the team that is right above them in the rankings in the 17th position. However, they will have to do way better because they need to reach Team Liquid, which will also be playing here today. So they will be adding some points for themselves on the rankings, which leads Netshoes Miners to a tough predicament because they have to go for 45 points to leave the last position, and they will probably have to go for 70 or 80 points to go over Team Liquid.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be a hard weekend for Netshoes Miners and Liberty, the top 2 bottom teams in the standings, because we are going to see them having to make an incredible performance to diminish the difference between them and the other teams, of course, if they are still in the hopes of getting out of that hated relegation zone, because we know that it is no good for any of those teams to be in that spot in the standings. Of course, today with groups B and A playing, we're going to have a different game from what we had yesterday. The teams usually adapt themselves to play against different groups, and of course, we are going to see that today.
And we want to know, what do you think that this path will be for those teams fighting against relegation? Join us on the chat on YouTube. You know where to type. Bring us your opinion, and of course, bring us your opinion. Bring the discussion for our social media. Follow us at FF Esports BR in every social media all around the world, and of course, follow me at Marcelo Ferrantini. Follow Isa at Isa13x. And Isa, I couldn't find the guys this week to help me set up my FF squad.
Oh, that's bad for you, because my FF squad is, as always, very strong, and Hinder is already a main player in my FF squad. I always put him in because he is always making the points that I need to have some money in my FF squad.
But he valued a lot this weekend.
Yes,
He
but I
got
put him in the
expensive.
beginning of the week, so I didn't feel that.
But his price went up from last week.
Yes.
His price
Already,
went up.
but it's going up and up, and that shows how good of a performance Hinder is having in the A series that we know is a completely different game. It is more difficult than the B series, but he is doing amazing, and as Black Dragons Vasco had said, the only difference between series B and A for them is the ladder.
Is the ladder, and of course, Hinder is showing up on the standings. He is the number 2 on our kill leaders ranking, and we will have the opportunity to check our kill leaders here for you guys to see the picture of how this is going right now. We have Cias still leading. The man is destroying the season. He's going for an incredible 13-point average. He's averaging 13 points per day, 13 kills per day, which could lead him to be the MVP of every day he's already played here. 13 points is not absurd for you to think that a guy could be the MVP of the day with 13 kills.
Yes, and of course we had him being the MVP in any round in the LBFF. He made 20 kills in just one day, so...
The record.
Yes, he set the record, but of course 13 kills in one day is still an MVP average. And of course we have also Hinder with 53 kills, Easy with 48, Eric from Meta, that is also a big revelation here, is with 48 kills as well, and Ousado following them in the 5th position with 46 kills from the same team as Cia. So we are seeing Fluxo and Black Dragons Vasco really dominating this kill leader chart.
And what impresses me the most is the fact that Hinder has an average of above 10 kills per game. Easy is close to 10 kills per game. Eric is close to 10 kills per day. Ousado as well. And they are still way behind Cias.
Yes.
It's not even close.
Cias is really making a big difference in the MVP charts, and that is especially because his team, as we know, is the team with the most kills in our season in 7 of the LBFF. Of course, the fact that his team is so aggressive helps him a lot on getting those kills, and we can't deny he was once the MVP. If he gets it again this season, he will be twice the MVP of the LBFF. So a lot to expect on Cias.
A lot to expect on this kid, this humble kid that is trying to show himself to the world.
Yes.
In my opinion, the best player in the world right now. And of course, we're going to our usual rotation with Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda. Other hand, Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda, Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda. And we know that some teams like to start strong for this whole season. We've seen Garunidas with great starts for the days. And what do you expect today? Who do you expect today to be the front runner for this first match?
Well, I am expecting a lot from God, you need this because they are a very strong team. We all know that. And they have a mastery in the Purgatory map, of course. But I am hoping to see the teams that are on the bottom of the charts doing better. Lauji used to be a team that dominated Purgatory in the past seasons. They always had a great performance on that map. Also, I am hoping to see how acting differently because they have been having a better performance for these past days of game. We are seeing them only going up. So I am thinking that how if they are up for a good day today, because yesterday they had a regular day, but we had a severe change in the safe zone patterns and in the metagame of the game due to the safe zone. So that really affected all teams. So it is normal that How didn't have such a good performance yesterday, but today
And this is something I discussed with Acelora here yesterday, and I want to bring you to the discussion. I think it's important for us to understand that those two safe zones being wider and then closing faster to a third safe zone that is way smaller, it forces some teams that play the late rotation to keep running and running and running all the time. They don't take shelter. They don't go from safe zone to safe zone with ease, with tranquility. They have to keep running all the time, right?
Yes, you're so right on that. And we are seeing teams that have slower kind of games, slower rotations, slower pathways through the map, having a little bit of difficulty. This is a metagame that needs to be studied for us to further analyze it and for the teams to be able to completely adapt to it. We are kind of on a reload of the championship because it changed so much. This changes everything. So it is going to be like this is the first week all over again. We are going to have today the second day of Group B playing with this new meta, but of course Group A, is playing for the first time with this change.
And this can bring Group B to an advantage.
Yes.
They got one day to get used to the new rotations, and they were well yesterday. They played well yesterday. They thrived in this new meta game.
Yes, we can see Group B maybe standing out over Group A because of that what you said before. But I am having high expectations for Group A because it is the group with the most experienced teams, like for example Vivo Cage, Team Liquid, B4, and they are. Ooh.
They are on our back here on the plane because we're clear to the golf. So let's hit the skies, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R8D1 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, Michael Pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa.
Welcome to our first map of the day. We are having a very nice airplane route all around Purgatory, dividing the teams very well into the map. Of course, we are having them falling in their usual drop calls. We aren't having any expectations of drop call fights for this match because those teams respect each other so much. Those teams know that they need to play their safest game, their best game today. This is the first map of the day, which means it will set the tone for all other matches in this confrontation.
Shout outs to everyone who is in our chat plane. Over here we have Shaimin Ahmed. Over here, Husman Celso saying salve. Is 1-1 saying before Hayo. Maal over here as well. Prabin Basnet. JB Sarvesh. Mudasir cheering for Fluxo. Mr. MVP saying Cias is the best player in the world.
Well, I'm sure that the MVP recognizes the other MVP, so let's see.
Mr. MVP, right?
Yes. Let's see. Right now, we are having 2 minutes in the match, and what I noticed yesterday is that in a lot of the matches, we were having teams starting their rotation and maybe already positioned in the best positions inside of the safe zone with only 3.5 minutes in the match. That is so early to be already positioned, and this is a direct effect of this new safe zone pattern changes.
The radio becomes a really important item with this new safe zone because you got to find out where the safe zone will be early, and you can develop your rotation with that information, right?
Yes, we have 2 minutes in the match, and the safe zone is 1 minute away from shrinking. That is, in case you haven't noticed, a ginormous change because the last team that drops out of the plane. Sorry, I kind of choked.
It happens.
The last plane that drops out of the plane um, gets into the map when the safe zone is basically already shrinking. So we have that being such a big difference. We have most teams that don't do those rotations so quickly, having to make their pathways throughout the map with the gas already closing into their team.
Onto their beautiful tushies.
Yes, I was gonna say something like that, but
I got it. I completed it for you because I got you. I got you, girl. And now we have the rotation from Flux, the usual rotation, the usual drop call here in Central. They gather a good loot over there, and they usually go straight to the center of the safe zone after that.
yes, and Fluxo is an example of a team that doesn't seem to worry to get out of their drop call so early, and that is because they are a very aggressive team, and we have known, and all, of course, in the competitive scenario, this is much recognized. A team that is used to playing more aggressively, that wants eliminations over position, they don't need to be in the center of the safe zone, and if they are in the center of the safe zone, they won't be able to make these rushes because in the center of the safe zone you have a lot more teams. So the probability that you are going to get a third, a fourth, and even a fifth team coming after you is gigantic. So we have to see teams that are aggressive playing in the border of the safe zone where they can get a fair 4-on-4 fight or something like that, because if they are in the center of the safe zone, that will never happen.
The so-called hold door strategy, holding the door for the teams that are coming inside of the safe zone. As we see 1-9, the Saitama, the Scythe Master.
Yes.
Triple Q yesterday with the Scythe.
Yesterday he really got on fire.
The Scythe Master. Saitama 1-9 over there leading the 0-0 Nation. They got some shots out onto the players of before, and I don't know how the team still surprised themselves with before in some spots. They are always in Brasilia. They are always in the refinery.
Yes.
You don't have to be surprised by that.
Yes, and we have before having a very predictable game. I am thinking that this is at some point going to catch up to them. We saw them winning the last season of the LBFF with those same strategies, and of course right now we are going to have to see some changes of them, because being in the center of the safe zone with this new pattern of safes that are a lot more uncommon. We have seen a lot of uncommon safe zones that are rare, usually that were very rare, happening here on the LBFF, and those kinds of matches are going to be very bad for B4. That is a team that usually works with patterns, standard, centralized moves.
But let me ask you something.
Yes.
We have before on that their usual drop calls, as always, in Brasilia, in Refinery, taking the center of the safe zone. They won the championship last season.
Yes.
They started well this season. They got a day where they led the day in points. They were the best team of the day. They are still playing with this new squad. They lost half of their main squad. They lost Juan. They lost Prozin. They lost important players. And they are still taking the center of the safe zone and getting good results. If no one attacks them, if no one goes after them, they will keep taking the points as they want.
I will disagree slightly with you. Of course, B4 is a very strong team, and I don't expect them to have a bad performance, because that would be basically really impossible with how experienced and how well they know their drop calls. We have seen them taking those drop calls since basically the first season of the LBFF. So yes, of course, they know very well their drop calls, but it is a predictable game. And of course, I don't think that they will be able to do so regularly with this new safe zone patterns. And I think they won't be able to make such good games, especially when we reach to the finals, because the other teams already know what to expect from them.
But let me ask you, if you're having good results with it, why change?
because sometimes after you won the championship, all eyes are on you. So I'm thinking that regardless of how good your game is, you need new strategies. The game is evolving, and of course, your team needs to evolve as well. The game is constantly changing, and even if B4 is able to keep with a good performance this season, with those same strategies, those same tactical skills, they aren't going to be able to do it forever. So your team needs to have that capacity of adaptability and of changing.
It's a good point indeed. Let's check out how those new mechanics of the safe zone, the new first two safe zones, the different spots where the safe zone is closing to. We've had some crazy safe zone spots, like that one with the Real squad by the edge. And now we see some shots out from God Unidas trying to rotate, not doing their usual drop call, and dealing now with Fluxo.
Yes, God Unidas making their very standard car rotations. They got their cars and they positioned themselves right in the center of the safe zone, where Marreta, their captain, their team leader, chooses that he thinks the next safe zone is going to be on. So Marreta is basically a human radio for the team of God. He always makes the best choices regarding the safe zone, and that is so important and such a big part of their game.
And now let's check out this fight that could happen right now, because Team Liquid is coming after the players from 00 Nation. 1-9 was just sent down by the first team. By the first player of Liquid, it was Boot, and he sent him back to the lobby. And the first blood goes to Team Liquid. However, they lose Phoenix as quickly as they possibly could. B4 is joining this fight. Boot tries to save himself with the grenade, and a player from 00 Nation was entering the house. We see B4 also fighting against Vasco and taking some points, taking some shots out, while Vasco joins this fight, and it is becoming a war zone over there. We see Chucky taking Nicolas to the floor, and Easy will get the kill on Honey, and Vasco will destroy 00 Nation. Amazing job by this Vasco da Gama squad, destroying 00 Nation that got trampled in the middle of the battle, Isa.
Yes, Black Dragons Vasco making a very risky call on getting behind the hills of Brasilia, because of course it is expected that B4 would be making their usual marcation around the top of Brasilia, but Black Dragons Vasco is able to get 3 eliminations, and Hander, of course, is now not currently on the game, but he can still be saved.
Vermac over here saying he got 8 kilos fatter because he's eating everything Camilota says, tells the guys to eat on the Brazilian broadcast. And here we have Elvinho saying he's a Flamengo supporter cheering for Vasco in LBFF. This is weird. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I know that this is weird. Some shout-outs from Ousado saying that we're starting the afternoon with LBFF. Shout-outs to everyone watching here all around the world. Shout-outs to Mr. José Augusto over here. Also in the broadcasting, we see Boots trying to go over Chucky with a nice kappa, putting Butts to the floor. Nice job by Chucky, the rusher for this Vasco da Gama squad. Leno will go down, and Pedro Ares just faced to the head of Izzy. Oh my God, Izzy! 2 shots with the Carapina, and getting 2 players down to save Izzy and Chuck over there. To save Chucky over there, and he will have the opportunity to take those kills. He will put Boots to the floor as well, and there it is, MTS. The current MVP will put down Chucky over there, and will get the kill, and will get the time to help his teammates. We see that Pedro is already up, but God Unidas is getting to the fight, and Vasco is in a predicament. They now have only Easy going into this fight, but Team Liquid also losing 2 important players, and Easy will go for the fight. He will be blasted off by MTS. Great job by the MVP, saving Team Liquid and wiping out Vasco da Gama over here, Isa.
Yes, but we are having so many confrontations. Look at that, Marcelo.
Netshoes Miners getting points, getting important points into this fight against Real to try to leave the bottom of the table. They had 45 kills to start the day. Now they go to 49, and it's important because they were 45 points behind their closest adversary, which was Liberty. So we start the run right now leading it to only 41 points, and they are still in this matchup. They still have all 4 players alive. Some grenades coming in from Rick, trying to find the players from Cruzeiro. R7 will put Rick to the floor while Natividade tries to rush, tries to get closer to the players of Cruzeiro. This Cruzeiro squad is really good, and Giga will show it to Natividade. And Netshoes Miners will be just destroyed. They were just vanquished by this Cruzeiro squad, while we see Loud trying to go over Nitrox. 2 teams fighting to leave the relegation zone, to leave the access group zone, and Nitrox is trying to dominate, Prozing with the grenades, finding some shots out onto the players of Loud. We see Red with very little life left, and he will be sent down once again by Lost. The rush coming in from João, Noda and Lost holding on, and Romeo is siding João over there. And we see Vivocade really close to that fight as well. This might become a 3-team fight, and that could be really bad for Nitrox, is it?
Yes, for both Nitrox and Loud that are right now in numerical disadvantage. And of course, we have Vivocade with their full squad and trying to get down the hill, but not before they guarantee some eliminations over the teams on the top of the hill.
They already put Head to the floor and back to the lobby as well, while Nitrox tries to run. Loud runs to the right, and Vivocade is now trying to rush onto the players of Nitrox. That God, he jumps over, he tries to get a good positioning by the edge of the hills. We see General going for the rush against João. He tries to break the ice, and nice grenade now by General, putting João down, and Garunedas will go down on the hands of Cruzeiro once again. Nice job by Cruzeiro to start the day, getting 2 squad wipes, 2 important squad wipes for them to get some points. We see General getting the kill on João, and he was left all alone, and nice shot by Romeo. Nice Kappa onto General, and now Vivocade will have to fight 2 teams at once. They chose to sandwich themselves by pure choice. Now they have to deal with Nitrox and Loud, all by the entrance of Brasilia. We see Modestia trying to find some space for him to fight, while Cruzeiro keep finding some shots, some takedowns, while before also joins the battle against Fluxo. Fac went down, and now Rush gets Lobato. Now we see Nando9 going after the players from Loud. K1 will get that guy down, but Modestia will bring that back. Nice job by Modestia, putting Lost to the floor as well. Noda will go down. What a job by Modestia! What an amazing rush by Modestia, getting the squad wipe onto Loud, and Fluxo goes down as well on the hands of before Isa.
Yes, and the safe zone is very favorable for the team of Vivocade that already has 5 eliminations, and their strategy seems to have worked out so well. Even though they lost General, they still managed to get the kills, get a good position inside of the safe zone, and of course the only player that is there to contest them is the solo player of Team Liquid, that is MTS, if I'm not wrong. Now we have before also with 6 eliminations, but they are going to have to go downside the hill, and Cruzeiro won't let that.
Giga won't let that. What a game Giga is having right now, while we see him trying to take the kill on Iago. Cruzeiro has the numbers advantage, the only team with 4 players still in this battle. 4 teams, 11 players onto this matchup. We see that Trap will get Chinese as well, and they will get the kill before will just be destroyed by Cruzeiro. What an amazing match by this Cruzeiro squad. 11 kills for them, the numbers advantage. 3 teams, 8 players, and they will go after the players from Vivocade, their main threat for the end of this matchup. Team Liquid has only 1 player in the hands of MTS. He is an amazing threat. However, he is all by himself, and Cruzeiro knows about him, and R7 is trying to get the grenades onto MTS. We see Rush preparing himself to enter the house to try to take MTS away from the safe haven where he is right now. We see them looking for a spot to run into, to maybe get some small gaps on the ice to send the grenades into to get MTS. He is hiding and hiding inside of the ice. They want those points. They want the points from the kill of MTS, but this could be a bad choice by Cruzeiro. They should wait and fight against Vivocade with their full force to then get to MTS.
Yes, very likely, and MTS has the power to kind of help one of those teams. Let's see if he does something to stop Cruzeiro.
Let's see, because Cruzeiro already got the first player from Vivocade away from this match. It was Modestia. Now we see that Vivocade will have to work with Nando9 and that got the two remaining players for Vivocate, and Trap will wait for MTS to show up. Nice grenade by Trap, dealing some damage to MTS, but he will go for the safe zone. He will try to take the safe zone damage. He takes Giga to the floor. Trap goes down, and it's a 2v2 fight. Now it's a predicament from Cruzeiro because they got it into the fight with Vivocate and 2-on-2. That got in against Russian. Nice shot by Rush! So it's a boo! Yeah! Cruzeiro! What a dominant performance by the Foxes, by the Raposa. They got to the end of the game with all 4 players still on their feet, and they had 12 kills on their hands, so they could work with ease to get the 2 squad wipes and get the first booyah for themselves here, Isa.
Yes, Rush against Nando 9, he got the better in the end of this match. Of course, Cruzeiro guaranteeing a booyah with so many eliminations, which is going to get them far in our standings. Vivocate also off to a great start. Team Liquid, that is a team that we were seeing having ups and down starts regularly. Their performance is okay, so Team Liquid with 13 points in this match, Vivocate with 14, and of course our booyah, Cruzeiro, 26 kills with R7 getting back to the team. He wasn't a main player in the team until now. Now he is in the team back again with 6 eliminations on his very first match, which is going to be so good for him.
And this Cruzeiro lineup is just incredible with Giga, with Trap, with R7. They are incredible players. Rush over there as well. In my opinion, the best lineup for this Cruzeiro squad, getting 26 points, Vivocate with 14, and Team Liquid with 13. That gets Netshoes Miner's job a little tougher. They got only 6 points. They closed the gap to 39 onto Liberty. However, the gap is wider for them right now to try to leave the relegation zone, is it?
Yes, of course. Netshoes Miners needs a better performance. And what they did in this first match isn't enough for them to go up in the standings. Of course, we are only on the first map, but we have had some teams going off for a very good day as Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro, that is a team that is just back to the A-Series and is having an amazing performance.
And of course, we got to hydrate ourselves because we're heading to Kalahari. We got to apply some sunscreen here to protect our bodies, and we'll be right back after a quick break. We are back live to bring you guys the emotions of the second map of the day. We're heading to Kalahari after this great booyah by Cruzeiro, and that booyah changes a lot our standings, and we gotta check out those standings first to understand how we're getting to Kalahari.
Yes, Cruzeiro so much closer to the first half of the standings. Cruzeiro that is merely 5 points away from before, getting closer to Vivo Cage as well. Of course, we have those teams in Group A having fewer matches from all other teams. Loud also was able to pass 0-0 Nation by 4 points, but they are still 13 points away from Hell.
And which will lead them to the top 12, which is the qualifying zone for the grand finals. Cruzeiro with that nice jump to the 10th position. But look at the bottom of the table. We have Netshoes Miners now 39 points behind Liberty. However, they are close to 60 points behind Liquid, that had a good game, that got 13 points, that opened up the gap a little bit wider. And it's tough to think that maybe Netshoes Miners would leave the relegation zone here today. It's tough. They need to open 60 points in 5 maps onto Team Liquid.
Yes, it is going to be hard for Netshoes Miners, but talking a little bit about Hell. Hell has already 6 matches more than the teams in Group A. Hell is going to close off their week today. So we are seeing Hell not with a good difference, a good enough difference at least. They're only 13 points away from Loud. They need to build up this difference if they want to be able to keep up in those 13th, 14th position that is still in access to the first half of the standings. If they fall anymore in the standings today, if they don't have a good day, they're going to be very likely to be passed by the teams in Group C and B.
And we're heading to a map that is good for Real, and we're going to check this out from above because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies, ladies and gentlemen. From flight R8D2 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain Marcelo Fiorentini, and by my side my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa.
Time to drop directly in the map of Kalahari, the second map of the day. Of course, we are having the teams in their standard drop calls, a lot of tranquility with this current airplane route in the map of Purgatory. We had the airplane route going a little south, but no team seemed to have any difficulty into getting into their particular drop calls. We are seeing right now Nitrox in the region of Submarine. They're making their loot, and we have 1 minute in the match. The safe zone is 1 minute away from starting to close in. So let's see that, because I am hearing some funny noises, which means we are going to have something happen on this match that is going to be very cool. So wait up.
That was the Muttley laughter. And now shout outs for the guys that are still on our airplane here with us. Legend FF saying he loved our casting here. Thank you, Legend. We love you guys for being here. We have S1 also here. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. It's tough for us to try to comprehend, and we try to do our best to bring you your names the correct way. Susila K saying Rocky Bhai. Shout out to Rocky Bhai as well. Anurag Rai saying love from India. Arbaz asking where is the official channel. This is the official channel. This is the official channel. Do you think I look like a pirate?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yar har fiddly dee, being a pirate is all right with me. This is a pirate song.
Oh my god, how did you know a pirate song? I don't.
This is actually from Lazy Town.
Oh my god.
You probably don't know it. I'm sorry.
No, I do. It's that pink
you know
hair.
Lazy Town?
It's the pink hair girl.
Yeah,
right?
the pink hair girl. Yes.
I always wanted to be her.
Yar har fiddly dee, being a pirate is all right with me. Cross over here. Cross TV over here with us We have Shaimin Ahmed saying we're looking beautiful. Thank you, Shaimin.
Great.
Luffy Platininha is over here as well. Welcome you guys that are coming from the Brazilian broadcast. If you guys want to learn some English, stay here with us. Ask us if you have any doubts. And we're seeing this Kalahari map starting way slower than what we've been seeing throughout the season. We have Kalahari with great early confrontations, and it seems that today will not happen, despite we have here today Vasco and Netshoes Miners that got to Consul Hall on the first weekend, that fought for the Consul Hall, and today they seem to be not doing it. And I just had to jinx the beast because Real is getting some shots down, and they got the first blood onto the player of 0-0 Nation. It was Nicholas, and Nicholas is becoming a target for first bloods. It's the second time in a row that he's the first blood of the match. And now we see God Unidas also taking some shots from 0-0 Nation. The sandwich is real. The jam 0-0 Nation is between God Unidas and Real. They will have to find some shelter for this fight. We see Marreta with the grenades trying to find the better spot for him to find some shots. He breaks the car. He destroys the car over there, while 0-0 Nation tries to find the better spot to sight the players from God Unidas. We see Mike rotating. He has the frying pan on his hands, and now he sees 1-9 inside of the house. 1-9 gets Mike, but Junin brings it back, sends the player to the floor, and lucky God will send Junin back on the floor, and now it's a 2v2 fight. Mike is back on his feet. Marreta tries to come in and tries to take down the players from 0-0 Nation, and it's a takedown for the whole 0-0 Nation squad. They are back on the lobby with 4 minutes into this match.
Yes, and 0-0 Nation, that, as you said, is a very constant target of first blood, first kills here in the map of Kalahari. They usually have difficulty and confront teams very soon on the maps of Kalahari, and that is due to their drop calls. So God Unidas was able to wipe them out, lost Junin, but they will probably be able to save Junin. And of course, we have a slower Kalahari, as you said, but those confrontations are likely to go faster today because the groups are different. Yesterday, Kalahari was a really slow map. We had 48 players alive until a good amount of time in the match, if I'm not wrong, like 10 minutes, which is a very crowded match. And let's see, right now Lauji right by the side of Netshoes Miners, that is very separated, and that can go badly for them, but also can go good if Lauji decides to make an advance and the players are all flanked.
If they end up entering that dangerous circle from Netshoes Miners, they might be in a heck of a trouble. And shout outs to Rewards over here. We're Brazilian as well, Rewards. We are Brazilian as well. Croix, we are Brazilian. We know CS. Believe me, we know CS, bro. Luffy Platininha here. Urash Pandey saying India is OP, and indeed it is OP. It's a great country with a great, amazing culture. Shout outs to India. Love from Brazil. And food, amazing food. Indian food is just delicious.
I'm kind of hungry when you said about sandwiches and jam. God being the jam, I got kind of hungry.
You know that scene from Avengers when Thor asks Hulk, how does he keep himself not Hulk? And how he holds his anger, and he says, I'm always angry. And that's how I hold on Hulk inside of me. I'm always hungry. That's my.
Okay. Now I got some reference, because when you were just talking about the Avengers, I was like, what?
Oh,
what?
I am the Hulk of hungry. I am always hungry.
That actually makes sense. I'm kind of I'm surprised, because that actually makes sense, and you usually say some stuff that I just don't get.
It's not because you don't get that it don't make sense.
Yes, it is.
It makes sense for everyone that understood the reference. Shoutouts to Jorge Catão over here. And now we see Natividade getting the shots onto Kronos, an important shot to take down the support to start this fight and to allow Netshoes Miners to go into this rush. We see Kawan trying to run away, using the ice to protect himself and going for the river, while we see Lost and Oda still holding their position by the house. We see Field getting closer and closer. Rick is siding him, and now Natividade got the side on Kawan. Nice job by Natividade, now breaking the ice, forcing Kawan to use one more ice grenade for him to protect himself while Natividade heals a little bit, and Lost tries to flank with Kawan to double down on Natividade. But what a grenade by Noda, now putting Rick to the floor. Great job against the player from Netshoes Miners, giving the advantage for Loud. Once again, Noda will get the kill on Rick. The grenade getting closer and closer to Natividade. Noda once again gets filled to the floor, and it's a 3v4, 3v2 fight for this Loud squad right now. We see Natividade taking some shots from Noda. He will get the elimination on field. He will get the kill. 2 points for Loud already for killing 2 players from Netshoes Miners. And now Bruno tries to come over, tries to rush, and Noda will take him down as well. 3 kills for Noda, and he is opening up his toolbox to get the kills onto the players of Netshoes Miners. He got the information that Natividade is leaving the house. Kawan is by his side trying to flank the last player from Netshoes Miners. That will go down with only 1 point on their hands. What an awful result for this Netshoes Miners squad right now is
Netshoes Miners getting an even worse position in the standings. But look, Black Dragons Vasco is going aggressively towards Cruzeiro, and the refinery is so crowded that it leads me to believe that we are going to have a refinery kind of safe zone.
Trap trying to hold on with the ice as Vasco tries to side the players from Cruzeiro. Some shots coming in. Trap takes a lot of damage. Hender will get dropped to the floor. Nice shot from Hender, opening up this fight for Vasco. Now the rush is in. We see Chucky going over with the shotgun, putting now the first down. The player from Cruzeiro down. Hender will go down as well. A nice grenade by Giga, but he will go down and Vasco will be destroyed. Once again, Cruzeiro with a clean and quick fight to wipe out one of their opposition. In a tough opposition, Vasco is currently the runner-up in the Serie A, and Cruzeiro destroying Vasco da Gama, Isa.
Yes, Black Dragons Vasco off to another bad start. We know that this team but they are very much used to getting the first 2 or 3 matches badly, and then they are able to evolve in their performance. But as I say that, Nitrox is already going after Team Liquid.
They are trying to get some shots out. Look at Prozin trying to go Kobe, all Kobe on MTS. And he found some damage, but not the takedown. Romeo is above the players from Team Liquid. He wants to get the sight on MTS, but a nice grenade now puts him in a predicament. He will have to go back and heal a little bit. We see MTS already with a grenade launcher, a really strong weapon in the beginning of the game. We have many players, and the blast radius from the grenade launcher is something to be aware. It's a lot of damage in a huge area, right, Isa?
Yes, Team Liquid that got a nice punctuation in the last match is going to have a very hard time with Nitrox right now. I would even go as far as to say that it is basically impossible for them to get out of this position, but I have no doubts that MTS is the king of miracles.
Let's see if he can perform a miracle once again here right now, as we see Prozin trying to get his sights on him. But look at this, the rush from Nitrox. Pedro gets the first takedown, and another takedown will be taken, and Romeo will get the kill. But 2 players went down, and Team Liquid will not survive. They tried to hustle and tussle this fight for themselves, but they had a 4v2 situation, and Nitrox had the upper hand, got the best positioning, but they lost 2 important players. Now we see Real holding on into the platforms over there. The platforms that are usually taken by Fluxo now are with Real fighting against Fluxo away from the platform, Isa.
Yes, Fluxo chose a different position in this map. We are always so used to see them on those platforms, as you have said, Marcelo. But going back to this confrontation between Team Liquid and Nitrox, I strongly believe that if Team Liquid had at least one other player, they could have turned it around, because they already went so well. They were able to eliminate 2 players of the team of Nitrox, even though they had only 2 players themselves. So let's see, because Noda is already on the ground and Lauji is going to have a rough match.
Let's see this fight between Fluxo and Nitrox that is happening right now. We see Ousado leading some shots out to Head and João. Nitrox got to save 2 of their players and bring them back into this match, but they are unloaded, and they are on the sides of Fluxo. Let's see if the players from Fluxo will go over and try to take João ahead.
Real with the best position inside of the safe zone. They are the only team inside of the circle, so we are going to have all other teams making their way into the circle, while Fluxo is going to be making a barrier for Nitrox.
And Japa BKR almost got flanked, but the timing helped him, and he was able to take some coverage while before goes for the antenna. They have an incredible position for this end game. They are in the center of the safe zone with the highest ground possible, with all 4 players there. But a grenade can wipe out the whole squad as well. It's important for them to be aware of the possibilities. We see Chinese trying to take some shots onto the players of Real. Japa XL is below them. They will not be able to find some shots on Japa.
Yes, and Kronos is right below both of those teams.
Oh, I didn't see it.
We have 3 different teams making position in those towers, and I think we have some space for 3 more if one team goes to each floor of the tower, so let's see.
On the first floor, towels, blankets, sheets, and loud. On the 5th floor, toys, kitchen stuff, and
Yeah.
B4.
Yeah.
Hell. Japa BKR now trying to rush over the players from Nitrox. Look at Prosim getting the triple takedown onto the players of Evocade. Modestia will bring it back, taking the kill of Romeo. However, he is the only player still up for this Vivocade squad if he doesn't heal his teammates. Prosim will get a confirmation on 2 kills. Nice job by the former B4 player for the former champion, getting those 3 kills with the grenade launcher. While we see B4 trying to get some more shots out, Prosim will get the Quadra, and Chinese will try to get R7. He gets R7 and he gets Trap. Nice job by B4 getting shots from the top down, getting kills from the top down onto the players of Cruzeiro. Vivocade will go down as well on the hands of Miguel from God Unidas. We see Chinese looking for every side. He knows that he can get a huge amount of kills right now, as we see Miguel going over, trying to take down the players from B4, but he will be sent down. He fell like a sack of potatoes from the top of the antenna, and Lobato will go over to take him down. Jubinha goes down as well. Both of them take lots of damage, and Chinese will go down as well. Only Iago was left behind atop of that, but Lobato went to the floor. Lots of bodies on the floor by the foot of the antenna. Lobato will kill himself right now with the grenade launcher. He will take himself down. Antunes brings it back, puts Lobato to the floor once again. Now he will rotate. He has to deal with Chinese, and Chinese was dealt with by Lost. Lost gets the kill from Chinese. Loud is joining that fight once again. We see Antunes. He rotates. He tries to find the best spot for him to fight. VM7 is down. He is now up. Triple X helped him over there, and Antunes will be leading the charge for this Hell squad. Let's see how those 6 teams will fare off, but only 14 players alive into this the second to last safe zone that is coming up. We see VM7 trying to find some spots. We see that he knows of the players on the antenna. They have to deal with all that opposition, and Ousado will get the kill on Giga. Cruzeiro is back on the lobby in the 6th position. Nice job by K1 putting VM7 to the floor and forcing Real to retreat and to heal a little bit. K1, he has the information. He tries to go over the antenna. We see Lost in Kronos rotating. He's there trying to go for the players of Real. Medkit's getting used over there, and Kronos will not go for the support. He will use the FAMAS to try to take down the players from Real. Triple X is rotating. Antunes breaks the ice and tries to go over. Grenades on his feet can deal a lot of damage. Lost rotating right now, going for the face-to-face against Antunes. Nice job by Antunes. He keeps himself up on the fight, and he will be taken down by Kronos, rushing with a shotgun. That's an unusual sight to see. Kronos rushing with a shotgun. And K1 is using the antenna to protect himself. We have Mike, Triple X, VM7, Iago, everybody's in the antenna. Triple X now jumping and taking down Kronos with the MP5. Now he will have to deal probably with Ousado that is coming uphill to try to take him down. Triple X will go down. Nice job by Ousado in the rush. Fluxo is taking the center of the safe zone, and they have 4 players. They have the upper hand. All the teams inside of the safe zone have only 1 player. Real with VM7, K1 for Loud, Mike for God Unidas, and Iago for B4. They all have to deal with the whole squad of Fluxo. Ousado is on the floor. VM7 is trying to jump to go for the center of the safe zone. They will have to try to take Fluxo down. Real goes down in the 4th position. The kill went to see it. God Unidas goes down. Iago goes down. And it's a boo! Yeah! Fluxo! first one, but only one round to take the second one. Positioning was key, and Fluxo didn't go for the kills. They went for the booyah, and it paid off for them here, Isa.
Fluxo getting their second booyah on our 7th season, and we are seeing them getting not only the booyah, but also a lot of eliminations. This last safe zone was very crowded. We had about 5 teams, even though the safe zone was so tiny, so small. We had before Gojunidas, Hao, all positioned in the towers. So Fluxo got the advantage from being on the negative of the hill, and they went up, and they were the only team that was in that good position. So very nicely played by Fluxo, guaranteeing 19 points.
19 points for them, 14 for Gordonidas, that once again launched themselves onto the fight for the second spot on our table against Vasco. That didn't go so well in this matchup. Loud with finally a good matchup, before with 12 points, Hell with 12 points, Nitrox with 10. All the teams on the first half of the table with more than 10 points. It's been a while since we've seen that.
Yes, Prozin being the MVP with 5 kills. And of course, as you said, God Unidas always making their way into the end game however way they can. And it has really paid off for them, because they are one of the most constant regular teams in the whole championship, which is so important in this phase particularly. So Real also going well, which is important for them, but Laude went better, which means that they are going to have to make a better performance if they are on the hopes of guaranteeing that advantage over Laude.
Cruzeiro with 7 points, Vivo Cade 6, Team Liquid 4, Vasco 2, Netshoes 1, and 00 Nation 1 point. Bad job by Netshoes Miners trying to leave the bottom of our table. However, we got to talk about God Unidas once again on the second position. They lead the league in booyahs. They get an average of 1 booyah per round, which is incredible. If every round you can get a booyah, you get at least 9 booyahs, because we have 9 rounds. We have 18 rounds actually for each team to play, so you will get 18 booyahs, which would be just incredible for those teams. And we got to check out the standings, because this fight for the second position now thrills me, because God Unidas is going after Vasco. They took the positioning now from Corinthians. Vivo Cade and before are coming after them, but now they are only 35 points behind Vasco, and that's doable here today.
Yes, that's doable not only today, but God Unidas also plays tomorrow, right? So God Unidas is going to be a big risk for Black Dragons Vasco to lose their second position and of course we have Vivo KG and before as well going up in the charts. So let's see how they are able to make their way into the top. I'm sorry, God Unidas isn't going to play tomorrow, but they are able to diminish the difference, and they are going to be a handful for Vivo KG and before that do play tomorrow, and they can pass not only God Unidas but also Black Dragons Vasco and maybe lower the difference between Fluxo.
But look at the top of the standings. Look at Fluxo. With that booyah, they got to 376 points. We're in week 3. They might reach 400 points in week 3. It's just unbelievable what those guys are doing. And now they started wanting to get booyahs. They got one yesterday. They got one today. They lead the league in kills, and now they are going after booyahs.
Yes, and while we see that in the second half of the charts, we are seeing 00 Nation falling 1 position on the hands of Nitrox that has one last day, right? And Laude getting stable in their position, 13th position. Hao going up, but Hao doesn't play tomorrow, so Hao really needs to build as much of a difference as they can. And Netshoes Miners, what a rough start. They still need 38 points maybe to get to Liberty, and they need to make that punctuation, because if they stay on the bottom of the standings, they are going to have a rough time getting out of it.
And probably Liberty will not have another awful day as they had yesterday.
Yes.
It's really unlikely to see a team perform that poorly 2 days in a row. So it's the time where Netshoes need to go over, and tomorrow they will get a direct confrontation between those two teams. Liberty and Netshoes will be here playing, but also will be Team Liquid over here All the teams that are fighting on the bottom will be here as well. Shoutouts to Lee Fox over here. Shoutouts to Arbaz that was saying that Rocky Bai is now going for nepotism. I'm not related to Rocky Bai. We're just alike, and he is a nice guy. Sanuki Gaming over here as well. He's talking in Indian. I'm sorry, I don't comprehend Indian, but he's cheering for Fluxo. Most Dope FF saying good luck loud from Philippines. The Grand Philippines over here. Leozinho over here saying he's from Brazil. He's called Leozinho. I didn't expect him to be from anywhere else. We see Flow Decent also over here as well. And we're heading to the third map of the day. Bermuda, the usual map, the map that everybody is used to. It's accustomed to. The most played map in LBFF. However, we're heading to a map that is having tons of early confrontations.
Yes, definitely. And of course, high expectations for Black Dragons Vasco, Team Liquid, teams that usually perform well on this map. And we are going to see if Bermuda is going to be an aggressive map, a quick map like we had Purgatory, or if it's going to be a little slower like Kalahari, but still full with confrontations.
And we know that Black Dragons Vasco performed well. They entered the week as the best team in Bermuda, but you know who is the second best team in Bermuda? Team Liquid, which can change a lot the picture on the bottom of the table.
Yes, it can. Team Liquid that needs a better punctuation to get up in the standings as many other teams, but we are hoping to see how all of those teams are going to do and their ability to be adapting to the new meta, because that is, after all, the most important.
That is indeed the most important. And it seems that the control tower is here in my ear. They are saying that the clouds are still up. We still have to wait over there. I'm starting to see the sun, and we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R8D3 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain, myself, Fiorentini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
It is time to drop in the first map of Bermuda of the day, and I want to know if you guys are ready, what are you guys expecting for this match? Thank you so much for the applause. And let's see how this third map goes, because of course we are closing in our first half of the day as well. So let's see. Fluxo and Cruzeiro still making their division over Pique. And let me remind you guys, in all of the past confrontations between groups A and B, Fluxo and Cruzeiro have both fallen on Bermuda in the map of Pique on the map of Bermuda. And in all the times, none of them made an aggressive move against each other, and both teams just went out a little bit in a bit of a disadvantage regarding loot. But they are both never choosing to make a rush between each other. So they choose to divide the call instead of really contesting the other team.
And we're watching some of the nice games that our players and coaches are playing on the Brazilian broadcast. As you see, Kied, the coach from Corinthians, over there, saying don't give up on your dreams. And it's possible, and everyone dreams. And since we're talking about Fluxo and Cruzeiro, those two teams faced each other on peak a lot, which led them to not being in a good position in the team rankings in Bermuda. Cruzeiro is only the 8th best team in Bermuda, starting this weekend, of course, and Fluxo was the 10th. And when you compare to their results on other maps, we see that Fluxo is the 5th best team in Kalahari and Cruzeiro is the 8th. And in Purgatory, Fluxo was the 3rd best and Cruzeiro was the 7th. Cruzeiro is in their average, 7th, 8th, 8th. But Fluxo drops down to a 10th position where they are not even close in other maps. He's 3rd in Purgatory, 5th in Kalahari.
Yes, Fluxo having a hard time on Bermuda due to that beginning confrontation, but they always choose to retreat. They never choose to maybe be more aggressive against Cruzeiro. And we are seeing right now they're making their rotation towards Cota to make a complete loot, because of course we know that half of the loot in Piki isn't nearly as good enough as an aggressive team would need, because if you're going to make aggressive moves, you need a lot of resources. But Fuji is already going back to the lobby because B4 has found him alone, all alone in Angar.
He's all alone in the open field, and now he's downfield. The first blood goes to B4. Jubinha gets the kill. And once again, what a poor start by Netshoes Miners. Of course, they can bring field back with the revive. However, once again, all spread, all poorly positioned, and he will be back. We see Broilo over there, bringing him back. But that was something I brought up yesterday, and I think that is something that is becoming a reality as part of the meta game. Yesterday, we saw Antunes from Real rushing all by himself from Fire Brigade to Central and being eliminated by Fluxo and immediately being brought back by the Real squad. And that was something I pointed out. Could this be a new strategy? You send a player with less loot, with close to no loot, to check out some spots where you could change your rotation to, and if he dies, you just bring him back with his loot to where you are, and you go for another side for your rotation.
That is not only a new strategy, but it is a very smart one, because if the teams are able to make their way into a spot and that they have full certainty that there is no other team in that position, it is going to be very good for them. But if it doesn't happen, they already know that they have one team in a certain position and they can make their rotation around it, or maybe even plan their rush towards it. So it is so smart for teams to do that, and it just shows how the revival is affecting our game in so many ways, more than just there being more players alive in the match.
And despite not having an amazing day yesterday, Real's day was really good, was really consistent for what this team was doing to begin the season. And yesterday they showed up some great strategies that sent some chills down my spine, because they were being so smart with that strategy, sending Antunes for what could be sending him for the kill, but actually was sending him for the info. And then playing in Bermuda, they used the towers in their advantage in an amazing position, in an amazing way. They set 2 players on each side of the tower and 2 players down to stop the rush. So the job from the 2 players on the floor, I believe it was VM7 and Triple X, they were there just to avoid anyone from coming up the tower. And the guys from the tower were taking the shots. They wiped out, I believe it was 0-0 Nation, in a matter of seconds.
Yes, Real coming with very strong strategies. We know that they have recently changed team captains. Now Antunes leads the team of Real, and they are on a better performance right now. They are getting better by the round, which is so good for them, because as of course we saw them start off the season in the bottom position. They started off the season very badly, and they are being able to adapt and evolve, and that is something so valuable for our teams here in the LBFF. While we are seeing Fluxo and Goji and Nitrox still inside the gas, making very delayed rotations. And on the other hand, we have teams like Vivo KG already positioned, strongly positioned inside of the circle, which means that we have different perspectives for different maps.
Netshoes Miners needing to leave Renam Village. They are far away inside of the safe zone. And now the Boris Karloff laughter, the thriller laughter. For you guys who didn't get the reference, it's because this is thriller night. However, we have the rotation, the late rotation from the Netshoes Miners squad. They will have to go from Renam Village to a safe zone that is really far away from them. They will have to keep running, and this is what we were talking about to begin the day. The squads need to go a little quicker on their rotations with this new meta game, with this new mechanics for the save.
Yes, maybe, definitely. And look, Real was making their rotation with their cars, and one of their players is already on the floor. It's Japa XL, and he is already going back to the lobby, which means that Real is going to either have to play with 3 players, or they're going to try and save Japa, which is going to be hard as well.
Let's see. They left Japa behind. They just went away and left Japa behind. They will probably go for the revive. We see now Gadonidas also rotating, Netshoes Miners trying to play from inside of the gas, playing a really safe game, however, a really late game, Isa.
Yes, definitely. And I have to say, a delayed rotation with this new meta, with this new safe zone patterns, it is going to be hard. It is going to be a lot more studied, but it can also go well. We are seeing teams that usually don't make very fast rotations, like Fluxo, for example, going very well. But look at Vasco.
Let's see Vasco and Cruzeiro going at each other. We had also Gadonidas and Nitrox, but Nitrox also dealing with 3-4. Now Easy gets the takedown on General. Vivocate joining that fight as well. We will see Vasco, Cruzeiro, and Vivocate going at each other. Easy trying to go down the hill, and he will not be able to. R7 once again getting the kappa, getting the takedown, getting the headshot onto the player from Vasco. Now we see Rush healing himself, him and Trap to join the front line against Vasco. Hender with a nice grenade, getting Rush to the floor. And now Cruzeiro will have to help Rush over there, and Hender will try to come over, will try to trample those players, healing themselves. R7 by the top of the house. He was the one going for looking for the back of his teammates, and now Leno is using the ice in the tree to get some coverage, and Hender will be left behind. Leno will take off because Vasco knows that if Hender goes down, it's game over for them.
God.
Look at the eyes! Trap just kills himself with the grenade over there. Great grenade by Hender, forcing the movement from the team of Cruzeiro. And this guy is having an amazing season. Hender is being incredible, but now Vivocate is joining this fight and sending Trap to the floor. Nando 9 with a good shot, putting Trap to the floor while Giga tries to take Hender off. He tries to blow off the car from Hender, takes the shot onto Hender, deals half of Hender's life in damage, and now the Vasco da Gama player will go away as we see Rush over there gathering some loot, because he knows that he will have to fight against Vivocate. It's important for Cruzeiro right now to gather some more resources for this fight, is it?
Yes, and on the other hand, we have Black Dragons Vasco that lost 2 players but was able to keep alive, which was a very smart play by Hender and Leno, and they might still be able to save their last companions, while the safe zone shrinks towards the region of Catu, and basically, a lot of teams are positioned already inside of the safe zone. Real, Netshoes Miners, 0-0 Nation, that are all teams on the bottom part of our standings, already positioned inside of the same city, while B4 is making a great markation all around the bridge, but Nitrox is quickly coming by.
Let's see what will happen. We see Loud trying to take down the players from Vasco. This is a usual fight that is going on. Loud and Vasco going at each other. And now we see Jorge Soares over here saying LBFF champion Fluxo. John Mesquita is here as well. We see Mohamed Sazid Zafar saying Fluxo is OP on the chat. Shaimin Ahmed Arbaz over here. Speed FF. RG Kripan FF. Utrash Pandey also over here. Thank you guys for being here with us. We're getting to the half of our day right now in the 3rd map of the day, and we will be bringing you guys the last 3 maps of the day right after this Bermuda map. Let's check this out, because Iago is dealing some shots, trying to deal some damage to Kawan, and Noda will be the one taking Romeo back to the lobby with a nice grenade. Noda doing an incredible job here today, getting some shots, getting some takedowns with the grenade, and Kronos will take head to the floor while Iago tries to take some damage, tries to deal some damage into this fight, tries to steal some kills, and that's something that Iago does really well. He is a kill stealer, he's an opportunist, and he does it really well for this Beer 4 squad. We see that the safe zone is closing to the south of Catu, and now those teams will have to rotate to that spot. We see Vasco da Gama's last player over there having to deal with all the pressure coming from afar. Look at the shot from Kronos. Nice job putting that guy to the floor with a nice kappa. And it allows Loud to go over and try to trample the players from Netshoes Miners and maybe from Vivocate. That God will go down as well. K1, what an aim. What a nice aim from K1 to get this shot onto that God. Vivocate now in a predicament because Loud is coming down. Modestia will get Brutal to the floor, but Iago will put Noda as well to the ground. And he will be sent back to the lobby now. Loud lost an important player in this last run of the match. K1 will take Field to the floor as well. He tries to open up some space for Loud to rush onto Netshoes Miners. We see Rick. Nando9 will get the grenade onto K1. Kronos will go down for 1-9. And now Loud has only one player to fight. K1 will be sent back to the lobby. There is only Lost to fight for Loud. Real goes down on the hands of Cruzeiro once again, strongly applying some pressure on the 4v4. Cruzeiro doing really well, while we see Natividade breaking the ice to allow the players from Netshoes Miners to go down, but two players already went down, and Natividade just took a lot of damage from himself. Now Rick is trying to open up some space. He will take that guy to the floor, and it opens up the path for Natividade to come with him. We see Pedro RS taking down Ousado, and we see Giga trying to find the players from both Vivocate and Netshoes Miners. Nice shot, and he takes Rick to the floor. Giga with an amazing day here today. He has the AWM, and it's a dangerous weapon. Netshoes Miners will go down as well on the hands of Cruzeiro. We see Modestia taking damage from the gas. He will play from behind, trying to keep Vivocate alive. We see Cruzeiro now rushing onto the players of 0-0 Nation, the team with the most players in this last safe zone of the match. Nicolas trying to hold on, and he will get Giga with the help of the Chrono. We see 1-9 coming with the sight on his hands. Now 0-0 Nation has 4 players and Cruzeiro has only 2. It's Rush and it's R7 still alive for Cruzeiro. Rush will take Honey to the floor. He tries to open up some space. He will get the kill on Honey. He has the quadra kill, and now Nicolas will put him to the floor. R7 gets Nicolas. He's all by himself, but it's a 2v1 fight. Vivocate goes down on the hands of Team Liquid. Iago will get Lucky God, and now Rush. R7 has only one player to fight against. It's 1-9. 1-9 uses the Balbao, tries to take some shots onto R7, and he will get a shot with the Carapina to take R7 to the floor and to wipe out the whole Cruzeiro squad. They were the kill leaders in this matchup, but they go back to the lobby in the 5th position. Loud still has Lost to fight, and now 0-0 Nation has 2 players. Before has 4 players, and Team Liquid also has 4 players, and the high ground advantage. Let's see how Team Liquid will fight this last fight. They split themselves fighting against Before and trying to hold 0-0 Nation and Loud on the foot of the hill. Nice shot by Pedro RS getting the kill, but Iago steals the kill from Nicolas. We talked about that earlier. Iago is a great kill stealer, and he does it once again for the squad. Lobato gets the kill on Lost, and Iago will get 1-9. 0-0 Nation go to the 4. Team Liquid gets no points from those 3 players playing afar, right under the hills. And now it's a 4v4 fight. It's a straight mano fight between Before and Team Liquid. Team Liquid, which was the second best team to start the weekend in this Bermuda map. They are performing well here in Bermuda. Let's see if they can do well against Before once again. It seems that both of them will use the most of the safe zone. They are spread using both sides of the safe, Isa.
Yes, Before and Team Liquid on an honest, fair 4-on-4. I would like to see which team is going to get the better of it. We saw Team Liquid, and we talked about how good they are in Bermuda, and they are up for a booyah right now.
Let's check this out, how this fight will happen. We see MTS with the grenades on his hands. We know how dangerous he is. It's the former MVP against the team that took the championship for themselves. We see the grenades coming in. MTS trying to find Chinês, trying to find Jubinha with the grenades, but grenades from Chinês coming as well, and he's also a great grenadier. Now we see the rotation from all the players from Team Liquid to go downhill and fight from the bottom up. Let's see if this will be okay for them, because Boot is leading the charge. The big dog, the pit bull, is going after the players from Before, but Fenix and Pedro RS bring it back after Chinês. Takes down Fenix, will get a kill on Iago. Jubinha is trying to hold on to himself, and Team Liquid will get the center of the safe zone, and they get the boo! Yeah, Team Liquid! Led by MTS with a nice rush by Butt, but a great Great save by Phoenix, taking down the players that were coming downhill, and Team Liquid gets the booyah and gets 10 points for kills onto their hands, Isa.
Team Liquid, that is a very strong team in Bermuda, getting their second booyah, if I'm not mistaken, in the LBFF, and they are here right now getting the best performance they can. In the first map, they got a regular punctuation, a good punctuation actually. The second map, they didn't do so well, but here we have Team Liquid closing up a very good first half of the day because their punctuation was very nice, and they are going to be able to go a little bit up in the charts, maybe guarantee a bigger difference with the teams that are on the bottom, but of course Team Liquid doing very well today.
I'm gonna check this information right here, but it seems to me that they are the second best team of the day right now, only before Cruzeiro, but they got 21 points in this matchup, good 18 points for B4 as well, and good 16 points for Cruzeiro as well, Isa.
Cruzeiro having an amazing day. Lobato by B4 with 5 kills is one of the MVPs of this match. We have 00 Nation with 13 points, Lauji with 10, Vivo KG with 8, and will soon see the other half of the match punctuation. But Lauji is also having a regular day. They aren't having a bad day, but if they want and they need a really good punctuation, they are going to have to guarantee at least a booyah in the last half of the day. And of course, a little bit more of eliminations or maybe better positions, as we are seeing Fluxo. Well, a miracle. Fluxo didn't have a great match. They are only at 4 points. Black Dragons Vasco and Netshoes Miners also at 4 points, while Nitrox has 3, Real with only 1, and God Unidas with 0.
Surprisingly, Black Dragons Vasco today still the worst team of the day up until right now. 10 points only for them.
Really?
They are behind Netshoes Miners, who have 11, and Team Liquid now the third best team of the day, before and Cruzeiro, which is the best team of the day. And we got to check out the standings because this game will change a lot, and it opens up even more the gap on the bottom of the standings. Let's check out our table right now. Nitrox top 10 is now the 16th team, and they are 72 points ahead of Netshoes Miners. It's probably impossible for Netshoes Miners to go for 72 points in 3 maps. Almost impossible. It's impossible.
Yes, and as we have Netshoes Miners getting closer to Liberty, they are still nowhere near enough to get a better position in the standings. And look at how Fluxo has taken over the leadership. It is an amazing almost 50 points of difference. And of course, they had their booyah today already. So let's see how Fluxo does, because they are so good in the standings.
But let me point out some stuff over here. Before going back to the 7th position, we expect before to go over Corinthians and to try to reach God Unidas, probably Cruzeiro going to the 9th position, doing a great job, and they are really strong here today. But what I intend to talk about is the bottom of the table. Netshoes Miners will only with 11 points in 3 maps. If they keep this up, they will not only not get to Liberty, but they will not get to even close to Liberty.
Yes, that is true. Netshoes Miners in a very bad way. But if we're going to see some of the highlight of the things, before Vivo KG and Cruzeiro competing very much for the top 5 in the standings, they are all with very close and very good punctuation. So whichever one of those teams does the best in those last 3 maps of the day is going to very likely reach to the top 5 in the standings. And
we got to see those next 3 maps to see what will be the picture to end this day here after a break. So we gotta hydrate, so we gotta apply sunscreen, we can go to the bathroom, take a little leak, because we need to take a little leak, and we'll be right back after a quick break.
Cheguei, família! Cada vez mais veloz e furioso. Bora dar um rolê?
Sobe na garupa e só vamos, moleque! Vambora!
Prefere uma voltinha de carro? Cuidado só pro tanque não secar.
Ó, vai parar no posto?
Vai não, tá caro. Vai passar direto.
R$7 o litro da gasosa? Tá ardido, hein, tropinha? Mas vale a pena encarar. As rotações com carro e moto cresceram absurdamente nesta LBFF.
Então, muito time que cai muito longe do purgatório vai estar vindo de carro depois atrasado. E talvez não compense trocar com esses times de micha, né? Porque os caras atropelam tudo, pô. Os caras não tomam tiro.
Tava fazendo live na nossa amarelinha.
Sim.
E eu fui pelo menos umas 4 vezes atropelado de moto sem conseguir atirar.
É, tropinha. Lembra como funcionava no split passado? Dar um rolezinho de moto era pedir pra levar uma bala. Agora, com a micha mais insana, tudo mudou, papai. Tá quase impossível grudar a mira e deitar, rapaziada.
Choco apareceu, tomo bala. Olha a God também tentando essa reentrada, Cias. Aí ele vai através, meu Deus do céu!
São necessários 4 jogadores fazer a utilização da micha. Caso algum desses jogadores não utilize, a mira sempre ela gruda nesse jogador que não está utilizando.
A gente optou por todo mundo usar, porque se todo mundo usa, ninguém toma dano no carro, no tuk-tuk, na moto, enfim. Então esse é o motivo. E tá todo mundo usando a micha.
A gente tem que alterar um pouco nossas rotações pelo fato de que antigamente só o Fênix era quem jogava de terceira safe. Agora mais times fazem uso do radinho de terceira safe e com a míssil conseguem jogar atrasado em qualquer carro que tenha qualquer tipo de carro.
É mais uma novidade da LB7, xará. Como cantava minha amiga Vevete, quer andar de carro velho, amor? Então venha!
We are back live to bring you guys the last 3 maps of the day. We're heading once again to Purgatory, a map where Cruzeiro dominated to start the day, and they are having a blast here today using that car rotation.
Yes, and we are seeing how the teams are using a lot of that rotation. We have seen several clips in this last VT of how many teams are using the Misha, because that ability has evolved so much, and this really gives the chance for the teams that use a more delayed rotation to make their way into the third safe zone, as the captain of Cruzeiro has specified for us to see right now. So let's see. God Unidas is one of the teams that most uses and that is most successful with this kind of rotation, because even though Misha has had a significant buff, it isn't just like that. You get the car and you drop it in the center of the safe zone. You need to have a very good study of how all other teams move, because if you don't, you are going to end up in a bad situation, as Tropa's Capigui, that is their head coach, has said before. I'm not using Misha anymore because it doesn't work for our team, and that happens. It's just because one team uses it very well. It doesn't mean that all teams are going to adapt to it, and it is a very dangerous rotation, because even though the players take no damage inside of the cars, it is very easy to blow up the car all by itself. And of course the teams are focusing on that a lot more than what they used to focus, which was knocking down the player that was driving the car. So now they focus on hitting the car.
And I'm focused on holding that match because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from flight R8D4 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain, myself, Fiantini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop the airplane route going straight from the north to the south of the map. So we are having a very democratic airplane route, and all teams are usually in their preferred drop calls. We have Nitrox approaching Ski Lodge, Vivo Cage going to Forge, Lauge in Crossroads, as always Black Dragons Vasco in Moat House, and we have 2 teams in Brasilia, as we usually see, that are Cruzeiro, our latest receiver of the Buia in the last Purgatory map, and Real has a substitution. tThe gets in on the place of Triple X, and he is going to maybe make a new game by the team of Real that is doing significantly better, as we have said before, and Real going to their standard drop call of Fire Brigade of course, with their cars, as we have seen so much about those cars before.
Shout outs to our passengers list here on the chat. We have Ali back over here. We have Umesh Kumar asking what happened to Fischer. He played Serie B last season and now he will be playing Serie C. We see Ibson FF here. Adita Vaidya over here. M. Guzman Algal, and also another substitution, Rigby, coming in for Juninho. Rigby that has been a regular starter for this God Unidas squad. He left the match on the third map yesterday, and he's coming back on the fourth today.
Yes, and let's remind ourselves that Rigby used to be the MVP for the God Unidas team. I'm not sure if he still is at the top of the kill leaders of the God Unidas squad, because he has been substituted, but he is one of the players that eliminates the most in that team. So let's see what Rigby brings onto God. He is a very aggressive player, and a very good rusher. So we are going to see God Unidas getting stronger in the confrontations. Of course, Juninho is also a very good rusher, but he is right now, as of this match, substituted by Rigby, while we are seeing Netshoes Miners in Lumber Mill making their very separated loot. Real already also starting off their rotation actually, and Fluxo with a lot of tranquility in Central, their usual and their dominant drop call. They are going to start making their rotation at about 5 minutes, when the safe zone really does start to shrink and get to their backs, as Marcelo said before. Let's see how this is going to do, because we have 3 minutes into the match and no confrontation so far.
Shout outs to M. Guzwan Algalfi from Indonesia. Thank you from all the love from Indonesia. Indonesia that will host our World Series in Sentosa this season. We have Gabriel Ferreira over here. We have G. Paulo Mudacir also over here. Deep Free Fire. Thank you guys for being here on the airplanes with us as we reach the fourth map of the day, and Fluxo with their usual drop call. And we were talking about Misha's meta game and how the teams are using Misha. It's not a rule that a team has to use a buffed character, a character that is really strong, if it doesn't fit their kind of play, right?
Yes, you're fully right, and we have seen teams that have not adapted to the use of Misha, and that is completely normal. As you said, just because it is an ability that is buffed doesn't mean that it is necessary. So teams that don't use Misha need to make a good rotation by foot, or they need to really make quicker rotations inside of the safe zone, getting centralized positions.
Now we see that Netshoes Miners seems to be willing to take the late rotations once again. They didn't leave Lumber Mill yet. They are still waiting for the teammates to gather all the loot. We see 0-0 Nation trying to get to a good positioning, but they will have to face off against Nitrox, and Romeo will go to the floor. There is no Juliet to save this Romeo. And
oh my God.
João will be sent to the floor as well. Honey doing a great job with the sniper, getting 2 kills for 0-0 Nation to start this matchup, while Head and Prozin just took off, Isa.
And Honey only headshots in our Scream. Honey is playing so well with his Woodpecker. We know that Honey is a player that wasn't constant in the 0-0 Nation squad. He was actually substituted when we started off in the championship. Honey that used to be a constant player for 0-0 Nation when they were still in the B series by another name, but right now he is again back in the squad. He is an amazing support player, and as we saw right now, he just guaranteed 2 kills with amazing headshots. Great player, and 0-0 Nation might have a better performance with his entrance in the team.
Matheus Pimentel here saying salve, salve Matheus. We have WAG Angelo asking for saludos para Latam, saludos para nuestros hermanos en Latinoamérica. Es bueno tener todos ustedes acá con nosotros. Muchas gracias por estar en acá.
I don't speak Spanish, but Marcelo really, really hit it off with this. So I'm going to say, well, thank you for being here as well because.
Gracias, says gracias.
Gracias so much.
We have Davinix saying that he misses following the Fluxo. Shaimin Ahmed over here from Bangladesh as well. And now we have the safe zone closing, and we'll see the difference between the second safe zone to the third one. It's a really smaller safe zone, as we're going to check out here right now on the map. Let's see where this will close off to the center of fields, and look at the size. It's way smaller than the second one.
But what really makes me the most interested is how some teams, if I'm not wrong, it was God Unidas, Netshoes Miners, and other team in the south of the map are standing very, very strongly outside of the safe zone. They are really making their rotations based on the third safe predict, and right now God Unidas that has that third safe zone predict, that fourth safe zone actually, because the third one has already closed, has already appeared for all teams. They already know where it's going to go, so they are making their rotation with their cars, already knowing that the best position is going to be in a certain spot.
And look at this confrontation right now. Fluxo going after the players from Cruzeiro, but they didn't expect Trap to be preparing a trap on the watchtower. Now Fluxo is sandwiched by the players from Cruzeiro, and they have to deal with it by their aims. And Ousado just showed that aim onto the head of Rush, getting the first takedown and the first kill for this Fluxo squad. Now Ousado is rotating, trying to find the best angle for him to fight against this Cruzeiro player. CS with the grenade will go after Trap. Nice grenade by CS, no damage dealt to Trap. However, Trap leaves the watchtower and he is targeted. Nice grenade once again by CS, forcing Trap to leave. And now Fluxo will have the opportunity to rotate through behind Trap through the watchtower. CS goes down, but Trap goes down as well. Now R7 will face off against Chapa BKR while Netshoes Miners pass through like nothing is happening. No, they're coming for the fight. They are coming for the fight. We see Giga taking a lot of damage. CS will go down. Now Fluxo has 3 players, and Netshoes Miners will try to get some more damage. R7 goes to the floor. Japa BKR takes the kill, and now Fak and Ousado are running for their lives. We see that Cruzeiro was sent back to the lobby as well as God Unidas, and now Fluxo will try to avoid this rush from Netshoes Miners. Shots coming out on Japa BKR. He's forced to retreat, but Field will take Fak to the floor. Nice job by Netshoes Miners joining a fight where they can actually win. But Japa BKR uses the shotgun to put Rick to the floor. Broilo brings it back, and now there's only Ousado to fight for Fluxo, and he will steal a car from Netshoes Miners to run away. Let's see if he will be able to. We see Broilo over there dealing some damage, taking some shots out onto the car from Ousado, and he is forced to leave the car while Netshoes Miners give chase. Lots of shots coming in. We see Real probably also joining those shots onto Ousado, and Ousado will try to keep Fluxo alive, try to bring back his teammates to play.
Ousado making his great escape with one of Netshoes Miners' cars. Netshoes Miners that were passing by calmly with their cars, but they saw confrontation, they saw shootings, and they were immediately drawn to the confrontation. They chose to pick up a couple of kills, and it was, as it turns out, the best choice for them because they are able to guarantee 3 kills. They still are able to get inside of the safe zone, but the safe zone has shrinked very badly for them. It has gone up north, and if Ousado stole their car, well, I'm not sure how they are going to be able to get inside of that safe zone. But Ousado, of course, already escaped, and he might be able to save at least one of his partners. Let's see how he's going to make that recovery game for Fluxo, while Team Liquid and Black Dragons Vasco are both uphill of Moat House, and they are going to have a confrontation sooner or later, Marcelo.
Probably Team Liquid with a high ground advantage will go for this fight. We see Boot with the shots out onto Leno. He tries to take down the first player from Vasco, but the grenades from Hinder are coming for the damage. Some grenades also coming out from MTS. We see the MVP trying to take down the Serie B MVP, and Fluxo will go down on the hands of Field. Netshoes Miners gave chase to Ousado, and they got the payoff from that. Now we see the fight going on. Easy trying to get a better positioning to fight from an equal level of the players of Team Liquid. But Vasco is spreading their players a little bit to try to circle the players from Team Liquid. Surround those players. Now we see Vivocate going after the players from Netshoes. Miners rotating by car, and it seems that they will engage as well. The ice comes out. Nando9 is leading the charge. Surprisingly, Nando9 leading the charge. The support is leading the charge as General uses the grenades. Going for the grenading damage onto the players of Netshoes Miners, but he couldn't hit any of the grenades. Only the last one, he finds Rick and sends him to the floor. Now Modestia comes over, takes Rick and takes Broilo to the floor as well. 2 players down from Netshoes Miners. It's a 4v2, and it seems that Vivocate will trample down the players from Netshoes Miners. Only Natividade is still remaining, dealing with Nando9, and the ice will be broken. The ice is down, and Natividade will go to the floor. Netshoes Miners are back to the lobbies.
Yes, Ousado was mainly the guilty one for this rotation of Netshoes Miners. They had 2 cars, and now they didn't have them anymore because Ousado stole one of them, and they ran strictly up into Vivocade. Vivocade that was just exiting Forge and was about to enter the safe zone through the same path that Netshoes Miners had to make. So Netshoes Miners and Vivocade making that confrontation, and of course we saw Vivocade being able to guarantee the eliminations on top of Netshoes Miners. And right now, Team Liquid and Black Dragons Vasco once again delaying their confrontation, but it is going to come because Bucci has already spotted the players.
They are trying to come over and take the players from Vasco. The grenade was good, but the protection was even better. No damage dealt by that grenade. We see MTS on the top of the hill trying to find the grenade shot, but he reaches no one because Vasco already rotated to the back of the hill, and they will probably take the best spot for the fight right now. We see Real Spots going back to the lobby on the hands of Vivocade once again, and now Team Liquid has only 2 players to fight. MTS is on the floor. Phoenix was sent back to the lobby, and now Leno is coming, leading the charge for this Vasco squad. We see Chucky going down, but Pedro RS doing an incredible job in finding the Kappa, but Leno will bring it back. Now MTS and Boot will try to fight. MTS finds the grenade onto the player. That was Leno. Now there is Hender to fight, and Leno will get the confirmation of the kill onto Pedro. And we see Hender dealing with Butt. We see Chucky and Easy fighting from the bottom up, and Easy will come over. Nice rush by Easy, nice rush by Chucky. They take down the 2 players, and Vasco will take the best spot from Team Liquid. Now 5 teams, 16 players into this matchup, as we see that 0-0 Nation is trying to take down the players from Loud, and Vasco is getting to this fight as well. Lucky God get the kill on Lost. Now 2 players to fight for Loud. It's Noda and Noda and Kronos actually still in the game for Loud. We see Vasco coming from the hills. We see Vivocade still with the full squad dealing with the last player from Nitrox, which is Head. And he is a man easy to find some Kappas on.
Oh my god. But I would just like to highlight how good, how perfect that confrontation between Black Dragons Vasco and Team Liquid was.
Now look at 1-9 once again getting the kill. He has 4. He is being amazing for the 0-0 Nation that already got 12 kills. 12 eliminations. Hender will get the kill on Noda, but Lucky God will put Hender to the floor and send him back to the lobby. Quadra kill to Lucky God. 0-0 Nation with 13 kills, holding their spot, but the safe zone closed out all the way to Vivocade. Vivocade having the best spot to fight for this last safe zone. Let's see if Vasco will try to come over against Vivocade or if they will deal with the 0-0 Nation. Honey ZL goes to the floor. We see Nando9 trying to find the shots onto the players of 0-0 Nation. General will put Honey once again to the floor. The shots from Vivocade coming from the top down. General puts Lucky God to sleep. Now there's only 2 players still up for 0-0 Nation. It's 1-9 and Nicholas. General will get the 2 kills, triple kill for Vivocade, and they got 10. Also, a good matchup by Vivocade, and they have an incredible position to try to go for the booyah. Nicholas is on the floor. 1-9 is trying to hold on. Chucky is leading from the sides, and Easy will go down to the floor. Chucky will be left all by himself with the AWM and a dream on his hands to find himself, and he'll go for the gas. He don't want to give points to Vivocade, but he will. General will take it by force. So it's a boo! Yeah, Vivocade! They got the best positioning. The safe zone helped them, and they were just waiting for the teams to show up and dealt a lot of damage to Vivocade. The Booyah comes in an incredible moment for them to keep on the fight for the top, Isa.
And this Booyah is showing that even though we are on a new meta, positioning is still everything. Vivo Cage was able to guarantee not only the Booyah, but a lot of eliminations, squad wipes completely, just by having the best position inside of the safe zone. Uphill, they went down from their drop call, that is Forge. They took down the team that was in their way into the safe zone, and then they just worked their position, and of course they were able to guarantee this Booyah with 25 points. General by Vivo Cage being the kill leader of the match. 25 points, that's a lot.
That's a lot. So it's actually 13 kills for this Vivo Cage squad, plus the 12 points for the Booyah. 25 points onto their hands, 21 now for 0-0 Nation.
Yes.
Which means 12 kills on their hands. Vasco in the third position, also a good job after that great battle against Team Liquid. Loud, another good result. Nitrox with 6 points, Team Liquid with 6, and Vasco will leave the last position on our table here today. Vasco was the worst team of the day on the first 3 maps, and now a good result to bring them back to the fight.
Yes, of course. And let's talk a little bit about how 0-0 Nation is having a change of posture, because 0-0 Nation was a team that was doing very regularly in the beginning of the season, right up to week 2, where they had a bad week, and right now they are going up again. I am attributing that to Honey. I think Honey is making a lot of difference for the 0-0 Nation squad, while we are seeing in the 7th position Netshoes Miners with 5 points, alongside with Fluxo in the 8th. 9th position goes to B4 with 4 points. Real not having the best day with 3 points. Cruzeiro, first bad map of the day, with only 1 point, and God Unidas, the usual kings of the Purgatory Booyahs, with 0 points.
Indeed, weird to see God Unidas go down with 0 points in Purgatory. And let's check out the standings to see if the changes were too big over there. We see that Vivo Cage took the 7th position from before with a nice job, and Netshoes Miners still 29 points behind Liberty. They need a Booyah. If they don't get a Booyah, they won't get to Liberty. They will still be on the bottom of the table.
Yes, Netshoes Miners in desperate need of their very first Booyah in here in the LBFF 7, while we are seeing Vivo Cage getting closer and closer to the top 5. Of course, Vivo Cage that is going to play again tomorrow. So they have right now a 100-point difference between them and Fluxo, which means that if they're able to lower that difference to at least 80 points, if tomorrow they have a really good match, they are going to be able to get very close to Fluxo. So if Vivo Cage really needs a great performance if they're going to come for the leadership, while Black Dragons Vasco needs a better performance as well. We saw them in this match having a good outcome, but they still need better if they want to maintain that difference, because the groups that are playing tomorrow, they are going to definitely come very strongly for the 2nd position, since Fluxo already has opened up such a big margin.
And look at the number of kills from Fluxo.
So pretty.
200 kills for Fluxo, and this leads us to our kill leaders list, because what those guys are doing for this Fluxo squad is just something unbelievable, Isa.
Yes, and look at that, 68 kills by Cias. He is only growing in the difference between him and the other players, while Hender has 54. Easy just got the same amount of kills as Hender, which means that he has made more kills than Hender in the day of today. So let's see if Hender and Easy are able to at least lower the difference between them and Cias, because what Cias is doing in this season is something that none of us were expecting. Of course, we all knew that he was a great player, but that is absurd.
Let's bring some math to the table.
Well, it's your area, so
let's suppose that Cias will get 2 more kills today. We have 2 maps to come, and he gets 2 more kills. It's
yes, at least 1 kill by match. He'll probably get more.
Way more. But let's say he gets 2 more kills here today. He'll go for 70 kills. Tomorrow we reach 1/3 of the season. It's the ninth round. Since we're going for 27 rounds, tomorrow we will reach 1/3 of the season, which means that if CS keeps up this pace, he will go for 210 kills in the season. Do you understand how insane is that?
Well, I am beginning to understand because really 210 kills without the finals. Because
Without the finals,
yes,
without the
we
finals.
still are going to have 9 matches in the finals. So really, CS is up for records. He's going to make history if he keeps up in this season.
We know that this season is longer than what we're used to have here in LBFF. We are having 9 more rounds. But if the season was the same, if we had only 18 rounds as we had last season, we would be reaching halfway through the season, and he would be going for 140 kills, which is the record, which would be the record. And only in the regular season, not counting on the finals, which is out of this world. What this guy is doing is out of this
CS
world.
is out of this world. He is one of Brazil's biggest, strongest players, and we are going to see him, what he's going to do in this last couple of matches.
And of course, we're heading to Kalahari, a map where CS is really hot. When Fluxo gets to the platform, it's tough to take them away from there. When before is on the refinery, it's hard to take them away from there. So it's a map where the confrontations happen. It's a wide map, it's an open map, and all the guys love using their snipers, the grenades, and it was a map where Fluxo thrived, where V4 thrived, and it will be a tough competition right now.
Yes, definitely. And I am looking so forward for this map to see those rotations. We see that Kalahari is the map that usually takes the most impact from the metagame changes because it is the newest map in the Free Fire competitive scenario. So we see Kalahari getting lots of difference, and I am so looking forward to seeing this 5th match.
I'm already in heat because of the warmth of the desert of Kalahari, and I'm thrilling to see all those teams changing the way they play for this last 3 maps. We've seen 0-0 Nation change, we've seen Loud change, and we are going to have a hot map. Shoutouts to everyone in the cabin right here. Matheus Pimentel over here, Ezuan, Mudasir, Shamin Ahmed over here. We are all getting ready to take off. Our control tower is giving us the last calls for us to go up, and I'm already in heat, Isa.
I'm already in heat, and I have high expectations for this match. So I am hoping to see a lot of great confrontations as we saw from Team Liquid and Black Dragons Vasco. That was pretty.
I wanted to see Netshoes Miners and Black Dragons Vasco by the Council Hall, and do you know what my control tower just told me here?
What?
Because we are getting closer and closer to take off. We're not closer. We close the doors because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R8D5 heading straight to Kalahari. This is our captain, Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen our seatbelts, fasten our bars, because it's time to drop, Isa.
Time to drop 5th map in the day. Kalahari once again, and all teams going very fastly towards their drop calls. It almost seems like this map has been fast forwarded, but okay. And we are going to see right now if the performance of the teams that started off not so good have been evolving. Of course, Vivo Cage getting the blue zone for their Booyah. I think the pilot is very nice. When they see a team getting a Booyah, they reward them with the blue zone. We have seen that so much. That happens a lot here in the LBFF, and let's see how Vivo Cage is coming for this last 2 matches, because they are having a good day and they are on the run for the leadership, so they need a much better performance to reach Fluxo. That is a team that basically seems to have no weaknesses, Marcelo. Fluxo is a team that is so good that even when they're bad, they're still good. I can't understand that.
And it's been wild to see how they are experimenting through the season. And even though they are experimenting, they are getting incredible results. 200 kills in 8 rounds. Not 8 rounds played by them, 8 rounds in the season. They are in their 6th round here today.
Yes.
6 rounds, 200 kills, close to 400 points.
That is crazy.
That is insane. That is insane. And now we just checked out how the first safe zone will be, and this is the new picture of Free Fire. The safe zone showing up really early in the matchup, 2 minutes into the match, and we already know where the first safe zone will close to, Isa.
Yes, definitely. And we are going to see the team starting off their rotation so soon. We have only 2.5 minutes inside of the map, and already the teams are making their pathway. Lauji is using the launcher that they are so used to make that movement. Yesterday, we saw them making a very good match in Kalahari, doing that exact same thing that they are doing right now. They launched themselves onto those regions where what we Brazilians call the favelinhas, the little favelas of Kalahari, because they are little houses that resemble favelas, Brazilian favelas. So we are used to calling them like that here in Brazil. Lauji always takes up that region with the launcher, and it is a very strong position inside of the map of Kalahari, while 00 Nation is taking over the platforms, and I think Fluxo is going to be a little jealous, Marcelo.
But in the end of all that, Fluxo didn't go for their usual rotation, didn't go for the platforms, and they got a booyah in Kalahari. So let's see if this is a change, a constant change for this Fluxo squad, or if they will try to fight for their usual spot.
Yes, of course. And right now, the map is a lot calmer. We are getting used to seeing that happen in Kalahari. Slower rotations are not necessarily slower, but faster rotations that result on teams building up their positions very early on the match. And when a team builds up their position, and they really do believe that it is a strong position inside of the safe zone, they usually don't get out of it and don't look for confrontations because they have a great position in their view. So if a lot of teams are taking a position so early on the match, they usually don't move, and the match gets a lot crowded. More crowded. I want to say more crowded, so I say crowded, but okay.
Crowdeder.
So right now, we also saw one of the players of 00 Nation, if I'm not wrong, being knocked down, which really brings us to that subject again of how 00 Nation has a difficult rotation, an early rotation in Kalahari that almost always ends badly.
They always are the first team to have a player taken out, and it's usually Nicholas.
Oh, poor Nicholas.
Poor Nicholas. Always left behind by his teammates. And now we see before by the refinery, and God Unidas getting closer to the refinery. We know that when before is not playing, God Unidas.
Look at the side, Jubinha.
Look to the side, Jubinha just saw the whole rotation from God Unidas indeed. Nice observation here by Isa, and Jubinha just saw the whole squad from God Unidas, but it was Kronos who took down Rigby. Now Loud might get a point over there, and they might join a battle against God Unidas, but they have the disadvantage in position. They are in the negative, and God Unidas have the heal to fight for themselves. However, if they expose themselves a lot, before might get some shots out. Let's see if this fight will happen.
Yes, let's see. God Unidas that will seem to take position in those houses that they are currently at, but Vivo Cage getting closer to the bayfront, and Cruzeiro is already in that city, so it's an upcoming confrontation.
We see Team Liquid also scouting the region and might join if the fight goes off. Let's check this out. We see Rush. It seemed to me that Rush saw one of the players from Vivocate. They already have the information. R7 is leading the charge. He's rotating. He's using his spot to listen to the spot, to the steps of the players from Vivocate, to listen to the all the moves that they are making, and Trap will be shot. It seemed to me it was Team Liquid's shot coming out, and Easy will get the first blood onto a player from Netshoes Miners. My God, what a season those guys are having right now. And now Giga shooting out Nando9, and he will be taken down as well. Now it's a 3v3 fight, and Team Liquid is taking the shots down as well. We see R7 leading into the house where Vivocate was hiding, and they left the house. Now he has the control of the shelter. And look at the size of the safe zone. Look at the difference in size of the safe zone. We see General once again going after the player from Cruzeiro. It was R7, and Trap will bring Nando9 to the floor. General will finish off R7, will get the point for Vivocade, while Nando9 is still up on the match. And look at Trap! Nice grenade by Trap, getting the takedown on General, but General will bring it back against Giga. He finishes off Giga with the player that was taken down before. Trap will also get the takedown onto the player from Vivocade. That guy will bring it back and Rush will go down. And now Nando9 will take Trap to the floor. And Cruzeiro with 2 bad matchups in a row. They will be back on the lobbies.
Cruzeiro back to the lobby. Our best team of the day is now having a worse performance. So let's see how Vivocade is going to do, because they already have 4 eliminations. But look at that, Marcelo. The teams of Nitrox and Fluxo are on fire right now in the region of Foundation. So look at that.
Let's see if Flux will hold their position. Head will go to the floor. And now we see Ousado trying to rush against João. He uses the ice, protects himself a little bit. And Cias is giving him some support. Nice grenade by Cias, taking João to the floor. Ousado leading the charge. Romeo will put Cias to the floor. And nice job, Romeo! My God! My God, Romeo with the scythe! Getting a triple kill onto the players from Fluxo. And now Nitrox have the opportunity to wipe out the whole Fluxo squad with an incredible play by Romeo.
Oh my God, this is going to go to the best moments of the LBFF, and I am so sure of it. But Real is already up for this confrontation. They have surfaced in the back of Nitrox, and they are hungry for eliminations, Marcelo.
They are hungry for eliminations. Romeo gets one more takedown onto tThe with a nice kappa. tThe will be helped over there. We see Antunes rotating and leading the charge for this rush for Real. The ice is put out for him to protect himself, for him to be on his back. And look at João. Nice trap by João, getting Antunes and getting the kill onto the player from Real. Now we see Japa XL playing from the top down, grenades coming out from VM7. 1-9 will take Japa BKR, and Fluxo will go back to the lobby in the 11th position. Bad job by Fluxo right now after that great fight from Nitrox. João once again getting tThe. Now Nitrox is collecting kills after kills after kills. Romeo gets one more onto Japa XL. What a job by Romeo now with 4 kills onto his hands. Let's see if those 3 remaining players from Nitrox will get the last remaining player from Real. He is taking off. He's trying to leave that spot to keep his team alive, but Nitrox seems to be aware that he will not fight. They are already chilling a little bit over there, because they know that probably VM7 will try to take off, and they are looking at the sides to see if they spot this last player from Real.
Yes, and they might have the opportunity to save the last player of Nitrox. And of course, Nitrox that had an amazing confrontation with Real. Real had the numerical advantage because they were on 4 players while Nitrox had only 3. But still, Romeo, what a great match he's having right now. 4 kills on his hands, 6 kills for Nitrox, but they are really just ganging up squad after them, because 0-0 Nation is now heavily looking at them.
And now we see Nicholas rushing onto Romeo, trying to get to where the killer for this Nitrox team is right now. And VM7 will get the takedown on João, and he will get the kill on João. And we see Prozin also having some trouble to deal with VM7, trying to keep Real safe, and not only that, but getting some points for this Real squad. Let's see who will take the best of this fight, if it will be Prozin or if it will be VM7. VM7 has the top-down advantage, as we see Vasco and Garubidas also getting into the fight. Easy, just put down one of the players from Garubidas and he gets the kill. 1-9 will get Romeo, and now Nitrox has only Prozin to fight, and he is in a predicament against VM7, the last player from Real. Only 1 player for Nitrox and only 1 for Real. Nice start of match for Nitrox, but a poor fight now sends them into a bad position to keep themselves alive. We see that before is trying to fight once again. It seems to me that against God Unidas, but Loud is also close to that spot. Easy trying to break the ice, as the dudes try to do with the chicks on the clubs.
Oh my God. Bad reference, but okay. Black Dragons Vasco in a great position inside of the safe zone. They aren't in that Bayfront area, and Bayfront is very crowded. Look at that, Marcelo. God Unidas already sending Nicholas back to the lobby.
And also, Vasco getting some kills. Mike will get Honey as well, and one in 0-0 Nation. Now, with only 2 players to fight, as they rotate through the middle of playground, and we see once again Mike and Rigby and Maheta now fighting for God Unidas. MTS gets the takedown and the kill on field, and Netshoes Miners once again not being able to fight. They are losing players before the fights even begin. Grenades once again from Nada now trying to take Natividade, and he rushes away from the house where he is in, trying to join his teammate Rick on the other house. Now Real will go down, Prozinho will get the kill, and now Chinese gets a double grenade and takes 0-0 Nation to the floor. Loud also getting the takedown, and now 8 teams, only 12 minutes into this match, and 4 teams all wiped out, is it?
Yes, and Black Dragons Vasco that is outside of the safe zone. Mike making very interesting rotation towards the circle. While Playground, the Bayfront area, is very crowded, and it may be very hard for all teams that are in that position. Vivo Cage sending Nitrox back to the lobby in the 8th position, but before God Unidas and Vivo Cage are going to have to make their way inside a better position in the safe zone.
Now we see that before we'll need to rotate, and for the first time they leave the refinery and they are not destroyed when they're leaving. They did an early rotation and they are doing it well. Let's see now the advances from Vasco as we see Shizney, the great Shizney, taking down Rigby from God Unidas, and now we have Easy trying to find a good spot to see if he can find the players from God Unidas. The safe zone is forcing Vasco to rotate, and Maheta and Mike will be safe for a little while.
They're just jumping and jumping towards the circles. What amazes me about Kalahari is really those hooks. Those hooks are lifesavers. They really are able to make the team escape faster if they need to, rotate faster if they need to, and of course guarantee better position inside of confrontations. So the hooks are being one of the main differences in the map of Kalahari.
Now you see General taking down Iago, Vivo Cade holding the rotation from before, and now we see Vasco going after all, but a great shot by Kronos sends the first player from Vasco to the floor. Now we see Noda trying to hold the rotation from the players of before. He sees Lobato, he will try the grenade launcher shot. What a shot by Kawan, he will get the kill onto the player from before. Now Noda will get the grenade also on Iago, and before now losing 2 important players in this fight. Lobato goes down, Iago will be helped by his teammates and will be still in this fight. Now Loud has the space inside of this house to prepare for the rush. We see Kawan using the med kit. No, he just feigned the use of the med kit, and now he rotates, going after the players from Netshoes Miners as it seems. Natividade will get the shot on Leno, a nice grenade launcher shot, and Butch will steal this kill onto Leno. Let's see if Team Liquid will join this fight. Only Hinder to fight for Vasco, and he seems to be taken off, but he will be spotted by the players of Evocate. Natividade is over there as well. Netshoes Miners is inside of the same house, and let's see if Hinder will get a safe spot for him and his teammates. He gets the shot on Natividade, and he gets the kill on Natividade, and he opens up space for his teammates to come inside of the house. Now Kawan using the ice to protect himself. Grenades from General being shot out, and MTS will get the takedown on Chucky. Vasco will go down in the 6th position by the hands of Rick. Now that guy tries to break the ice. He knows that Loud is in that house. Netshoes Miners go down on the hands of Iago, but Kawan brings it back, sends 2 players down for this before squad. Loud is now rotating inside of the house. They are trying to take before down. Nice job by Loud taking before to the lobby. Butch steals a kill on Chinese, and now we have a triple team fight between Team Liquid, Loud, and Vivocate, all with their 4 players still up. Let's see how this last battle will happen. It's a triple team fight in the safe zone that is really small, and now we see that Team Liquid is going after the players from Loud. They want to take Loud down. We see Lost over there, and the shots coming in. The players from Loud are trying to hold their position. Lots of ice inside of the house. And MTS with the grenades trying to find the good shots. Nod is on the floor. Lost is on the floor as well. Nice start of this fight for Team Liquid. 2 players down for Loud. And now Vivocade is joining. That guy trying to take the shots on MTS, and MTS will go down. An important player for this last battle for Team Liquid goes down as we see Loud going back to the lobby on the hands of Pedro Ares. Pedro puts Modestia to the floor and gets the kill. Nando9 will take MTS. General will put Pedro to the floor, and now it's a 3v2 fight for this Vivocade squad. Team But1 is trying to hold on with the help of Phoenix. General will take him down. A nice grenade! So it's a double! Boom! Yeah, Vivocade! They want the top. They definitely want the top. And this map just put them in a spot to fight for that top. On the maps that they have to play tomorrow, Isa.
Vivocade getting their second booyah only today. So they are dominating this day. They dominated the map of Kalahari, and of course they are able to balance perfectly between a good position and a good amount of eliminations, which is their strongest suit. So let's see how Vivocade is going to go up in the standings, because as you have said, Marcelo, they are coming strongly for the leadership, and that is the most important.
And a back-to-back double booyah for Vivocade, showing that they
What if they get the last booyah? That's going to be pretty.
That would be incredible. And we know that the record for points in a single game is Vivocade's in Bermuda.
Ooh, so let's see, 22 points for Vivocade. That's a lot of points. And we saw them get, what, 25 points, if I'm not wrong, in their last booyah. So General, once again, the MVP for Vivocade with 4 eliminations. Team Liquid following them with 17 points. Team Liquid that is also having a good day. Loud with 13 points, B4 with 10. Also Black Dragons Vasco with 10, and Nitrox as well.
Vivocade, I'm sorry to interrupt you. The best team of the day up until right now with 75 points. Team Liquid, the second best with 61.
So, great punctuation not only for Team Liquid that is battling to get inside the top 12, but for Vivocade that is going to come strongly to threaten the leader of the championship, that is Fluxo, and Fluxo has 0 points in this match.
Bad matchup for Fluxo, and bad matchup for Netshoes Miners. Despite getting 7 points, both Team Liquid and Nitrox got more points than they did, so they got away in the fight against relegation. Romeo with 4 kills is the second MVP of this match as well. He started pretty strong for this Nitrox squad, but they chose to engage into a ton of straight fights that led them to the wipeout.
Yes, definitely. And as this last map of the day comes, Bermuda, we are going to need to see Netshoes Miners doing better.
And we will need to see it after a quick break, because we have to hydrate for this last map of the day. We are back live to bring you guys all the emotions of the last map of the day. We're heading to Bermuda. We're heading to a map where everything can happen, where everybody knows how to play. But I bring it up once again. Vivocade holds the record for the most points in a single drop in the history of LBFF in a Bermuda map. And they're coming from a double back-to-back booyah. And if they get the third one, this will be a mess on our standings that will be coming on the screen for you guys to check.
Yes, and as always, we love to see a mess in the standings, so we are rooting for Vivocade to really be able to get those extra points, because look at how close they are getting to Black Dragons Vasco at least, and of course to Magic Squad. They're probably going to make the fourth position inside of the standings today, and tomorrow they are going to play against Metagaming and Magic Squad, which will give them the chance to not only get to the third place, but also maybe to the second, or let's say they make a miracle. Let's say they get to the first position.
They can get to the third position today. They're only 11 points behind Metagaming. They can finish off the day in the third position if they get a good Bermuda map.
Yes.
And they are historically a great team in Bermuda. Let me check out here how they started this weekend in Bermuda. They started as the 7th best team of the season in Bermuda. However, really close to up until the 3rd position, a team that was Metagaming. But today we still have Black Dragons Vasco and Team Liquid playing here today, and they were the 2 best teams in Bermuda throughout the season.
Yes, and Team Liquid that can really use from the extra points in this last map to get on top of Loudgy inside of the standings. That is going to be very good for them, because Loudgy doesn't play tomorrow, but Team Liquid does. So Loudgy is having a very threatened position inside of the standings. Loudgy that can drop a lot of positions tomorrow at the end of the week if they don't have a very good last map.
However, still an improvement from what we've seen Loud on the first 2 weeks. We saw Loud getting to the last position, to the bottom of position of the standings, and now they are inside of the top 12. And I want to see who will improve themselves in this Bermuda map, because this is getting hot. Our control tower is here. We're getting close to authorizing the takeoff. The mensch is already shaking and shaking and shaking, and we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, for the flight R8D6 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain, myself, Eugenie, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Dropping in the last match of the day, as you guys are used to, we have Bermuda to close off this beautiful Sunday, to close off the days that Group B are playing on this week. Tomorrow we will see Groups A and C confronting each other, and right now look who just got in to the team of Vivocade. Cabeção is once again back, and he might be something that Vivocade really likes to bring onto the last map of the day, onto Bermuda. Cabeção, that is a very experienced player that is in the place of Nando9, so 2 rushes.
They don't want no supports for this match, and look at Rush getting the first kill onto
Oh
Fak.
my god.
Once again, Cruzeiro and Fluxo facing each other by the peak region, but this time they chose to face each other.
Yes, first time they're actually doing something about it.
And that confrontation is taking a toll on those 2 teams, and for Fluxo, this is a dangerous situation right now, because Vivocade is coming fuming at their first place on the tables, and we see that Fluxo split themselves to try to surround the players from Cruzeiro in the house where they are right now.
Fluxo is not having a great day. Fluxo is not terrible, but they are not having a good day. Cruzeiro, on the other hand, was having a very good day until the 4th match, but right now they are going after the last eliminations in the Fluxo squad, and Japa BKR is going to be found by Rush. Oh my god, Rush didn't see him. Oh, he did.
He saw him. He was just getting cover, and Japa BKR is trying to run away like Forrest Gump, but he will not be able to. He had no weapon. He just had his legs to try to take away from the players of Cruzeiro. Rush just take him down, and he will get the kill. It will be 3 players down for Fluxo. Let's see if Cias will get to take off.
Well, Cias and, if I'm not wrong, it's Ousado that is also alive. Let's see if Cias and Ousado, the duo, the MVP duo of our championship, besides...
Ozias.
Yes.
The duo
Ousadias.
Ousadias. Nice, nice, nice. I like that.
Well, yeah.
Fluxo is only with 34 points here today.
That's actually a bad day for them. Not only for them, but any team wouldn't be satisfied with that amount of punctuation. So let's see if Ousado and Cias are able to turn the match around, but Cruzeiro is getting very close to them.
Let's see if Cias and Ousado will hold on, but the safe zone close to a troll position. Renam Village is inside of the safe zone.
I'm hoping so hard that all the safe zones go towards that beach area of Rimnam Village, where we have a lot of houses inside of the water. Oh, it's going to be so good if it does.
That would be an incredible safe zone ending. I would love to see that as well. Now we see Cruzeiro taking down the peak spot, forcing Fluxo out. And once again, Fluxo will be in a tough predicament to get some loot in this map. We know that Bermuda is a map that is really controlled. Every space is controlled by a team, and this will be tough for Fluxo to get a good loot, to get into this fight, to finish off this day, Isa.
Yes, definitely. And right now, we have the safe zone already shrinking. Cruzeiro was not able to find the last players of Fluxo team, so they are making their rotation upside peaky, while Netshoes Miners is already in a good position in that river just outside of Hangar, but Vivo Cage is approaching them fastly. And 00 Nation, also a strong team, making their way inside of that tower that we have seen here in the LBFF 7 to be a very strong position, and 00 Nation just might be able to guarantee some kills if they know how to work the element of surprise up that tower.
It was something that Real did really well yesterday. Let's see if 00 Nation will be able to do it as well. Even more so with the safe zone closing to that region. Everyone will have to go through 00 Nation. But now we see Netshoes Miners trying to go for the fight against Vivocade. Important fight for both of the teams, because Netshoes Miners need lots of points to leave the last place on the standings. But Vivocade wants the triple booyah. They want to go for the fight against Fluxo on the standings, Isa.
Yes, they do. Netshoes Miners, even though they had the opportunity to get up in a confrontation against Vivo Cage, they chose to retreat, and now they are just outside of Clock Tower, where B4 is making their marcation, and Team Liquid right now making their rotation with the cars, with the vehicles. They probably have the projection of the safe zone and are going to position well.
They are going for actually for the loot box. They're going for the drop loot box to get some best weaponry over there. We see MTS gathering some better guns, and now they're rotating to the end of Bimazak Strip over there to Clock Tower, where they might find B4, a usual drop call for B4 since last season.
Yes, definitely. Team Liquid right now on the house just between Piki and Bimazaki, making their position. We have 6 minutes of the match, 12 teams and 46 alive. The only players that were lost on this match were the players from Fluxo. While I don't see in the map where they are right now, the survivors, we are seeing that, oh, look, and the pilot really respects me because he put right on the camera of Ousado that is in the hard zone trying to save his teammates.
And he will be able to. He is daring. He is ousado indeed.
Oh.
And he's using the ice and the
he's
edge.
Inside the gas. I'm saying he has no problem into saving all of his companions. But their
he's
game,
in Riverside.
Yes, but the game, the Fluxo plays is going to be so affected by that, because Fluxo is going to have to make their loot all over again, and right now we have 7 minutes in the match. They won't have time to do so, so let's see how they are going to be able to work that recovery game.
Ousado just got a car. We see Fac and Japa BKR coming back to the game, And let's see where they will land. It seems that they are going to be Mazak.
That has already been looted. They're going to have a lot of trouble with that.
Exactly, and Team Liquid is waiting at the end of Bimazak to get to a fight with a team that has no loot. A team that is fully looted will go against a team that has no loot whatsoever.
Yes.
Not even Ousado and Cias have good loot because they were forced out of the peak. They couldn't get the loot that they needed to be in this matchup. So Fluxo is in an awful position right now to fight in this last match of the day. Now we see Loud rotating through the hangar, and they might be targeted by 0-0 Nation that is atop of the tower, really close to them, is it?
Yes, Loud in a strong position. It's the border of the safe zone, but it is a good region to make marcations, while 0-0 Nation is just up the tower. So maybe these two teams will get up in a confrontation because 0-0 Nation just jumped out of the tower. Oh, if Loud knew that. If Loud knew that those players were all with 20 HP of life just outside the tower, they would definitely make their rush, and it would be great.
Let's check out this fight. Honey trying to get some shots out, and 0-0 Nation just left the tower.
Yes, they jumped out of the tower. All players were with 20 HP of life,
Yeah.
and Lauji rushed them, but they already had time to heal.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable how these guys give up the advantage so quickly. Lost. Now putting Nicholas to the floor. As we see Honey trying to hold on. Nada will put Honey to the floor, and there's only one player now. 0-0 Nation destroyed.
0-0 Nation making a very bad call in getting off the top of the tower. I think they wanted to make the rush, but they didn't plan, they didn't expect on Lauji making an aggressive advance at them, because if they rushed Lauji, maybe they would be able to get the elimination, but Lauji rushed them.
They could have waited. They could have played from the top down. They didn't need to go after Loud, but it was a good play by Loud, indeed, rushing aggressively onto the players. It was nice to see this aggressiveness from Loud, which we are not seeing a lot in this season. But look at R7. He gets the kill on Marreta, and now he's trying to go after the players from Gadonidas. Wrigley, he turns the corner, tries to come over Rush, and Rush will have to take shelter on the ice. Mike now taking two players. Now Trap and Rush are on the floor. Now Giga tries to come over. Rigby gets the takedown, and Cruzeiro will be destroyed by Gadonidas. Also going back to the lobby with only 1 point by the kill of Marreta. And now Cruzeiro, who had a good start of the day, finishing really poorly here this last map of this Sunday, Isa.
Yes, Cruzeiro started off great. They weren't able to keep up with the good performance, but they still have a good day. I think that this lack of
52 points.
Yeah, it's an average day. It isn't bad. But let's see if Vivo Cage, that is still alive, is going to be making a great day, because they are on a region that is very crowded inside of the safe zone. And look, Ousado is already on the ground, while we are seeing Lauji and Netshoes Miners making their confrontation.
And now we see that Fluxo is also trying to go after Team Liquid, the fight that we predicted, while Loud tries to come over, but they are sandwiched. They were locked behind the sandwich, and Vivo Kid is coming over trying to take down the whole squad from Loud, and Lost is trying to go down. Cabeção General gets the kill, and now Vivo Kid will try to trample out. They get the squad wipe onto Loud. Nice job by Vivo Kid keeping themselves into this fight. Flux will go down as well on the hands of Vasco. Leno and Hender getting the kill. Netshoes Miners go down, and now B4 will join this fight. There will be a Vivo Kid versus B4 fight going on right now, or will Vivo Kid retreat? They saw that Netshoes Miners were just destroyed, were just vanished by another team, and they know that is before. Let's see if this battle will happen by the clock tower. We see Jubinha trying to gather some information. Vivo Kid going for their rotation under the clock tower, and Chinese got the information. He used the grenade, but he missed the grenade and was forced to rotate. He was forced to leave the good positioning that he had. And now Iago is the one trying to hold the players from Vivo Kid. Vivo seems not to be wanting to fight this battle right now, as Easy puts Pedro Ares to the floor, and Boot will bring it back against Hender. Vasco fighting against Team Liquid. Both of the teams were helping each other to take Fluxo out of this match, and now it's a 4v4 fight, and Team Liquid is in a dangerous position by the watchtower, is it?
Yes, but Black Dragons Vasco is in a bad position because they are going to have to be completely out in the open. And if they don't do a very good job in advancing towards Team Liquid, they are going to go back to the lobby on an unfortunate position.
Grenades coming out from Hender, trying to find Phoenix, and Phoenix is forced to use the ice and surround himself with the ice. Nice! Kappa by Chucky, nice! Grenade by Hender. Nice job from Vasco, taking down the players from Team Liquid, and now 2 players will go down for Vasco. Nice job by MTS, keeping himself alive and keeping the team alive in this matchup. Best... giving an awful moment for this Vasco squad, and the grenades coming in. Easy will go down as well. Now 2 players fighting for this Vasco squad. Awful rotation, awful advance from Vasco with no ice to protect themselves. And now Chuck is trying to keep himself alive and trying to take up his teammates. MTS, dead eye against those players from Vasco da Gama.
If he had 1 grenade, oh my god.
Now he will try to come down the watchtower. Look at what he did. He put Leno down. Oh my god. MTS just held the whole Vasco squad all by himself. And the squad wipe comes for this Team Liquid squad. Now Nitrox is fighting against God Unidas. Miguel will put João to the floor. And now Nitrox with 2 players to fight. But God Unidas also got 2 players. Now they got 1 because Mike is on the floor and Miguel will have to fight by himself. He is sided by Head. Head tries to come over, tries to trample the players from before, while Shinez puts Modestia and that got to the floor before going after the players from Vivocate, and now they have the advantage. They take 2 players down, and they will have the numbers advantage in this fight. We see Cabeção and General still on the fight. tThe will get Thiago, helping Vivocate, despite they don't know about it. Prozinho will get the kill on Mike. Now there's only Marreta to fight for God Unidas. Shinez tries to come over, tries to take the top-down shots onto Cabeção, and Cabeção uses the ice to protect himself. Lobato is rotating, trying to find the spot to fight. The grenades coming out from Real. They try to get Prozinho. Lots of damage to Prozinho, and Miguel is over there as well. They want to get both of the players. Grenades are trying to break the ice and trying to get some damage to Prozinho, while the 2 players from Real rush towards the player from Nitrox, and they will take Prozinho to the lobby. Nice job by tThe. Now VM7 is brought back to the fight by his teammates, and tThe will use the medkit. 4 players still in this fight for Real. Now Iago tries to go over Cabeção, and Vivocate will go down. Nice job by V4, trampling and avoiding the triple booyah from Vivocate. Now with 7 kills and having to rush inside of the safe zone, is it?
Yes, safe zone that has favored before a lot, because before usually drop calls on clock tower. They drop calls on clock tower in this match, and the safe zone has shut it down almost completely to that region. Team Liquid, Real, before, and God Unidas still alive, and all teams have 4 players, which means that we are going to have, not all teams have 4 players. God Unidas only has 2, if I'm not wrong, but we are going to have a very interesting end game.
Now we see VM7 taking all players from before, and also Team Liquid, God Unidas will go finally down, and now we have Real with 7 kills, having to deal with Team Liquid, a Team Liquid that is having an amazing season here in Bermuda. They are the best team of the season in Bermuda, and they want to get their double booyah over here. For this day, we see VM7 taking the shots, trying to take down the players from Team Liquid. tThe is also over there, and it's a 3v2 fight. It's a 4v3 fight in favor of Real. They have the upper hand, they have the best positioning, they have the numbers advantage, and they have 7 kills to their hands. Finishing off with 10 would be incredible for them. But Team Liquid still on the fight, and they still have the MVP MTS to go over this fight. We see more ice being deployed over there by tThe to protect himself. The shots from Antunes, he's taking damage from the safe zone, and the grenades coming in. Lots of damage to Antunes. He protected himself, but he is on the brink of going down. Let's see if MTS gets the shot. The grenade launcher shot from the MVP MTS, now taking down the first player and taking the advantage in numbers from this Real squad. Let's see if Butch will have the time to help him. MTS once again getting the confirmation of the kill. tThe is hiding by the ice. Nice job by Team Liquid not approaching the fight against Real and taking the center of the safe zone. This could be important at the end of the game. Some grenades coming out from MTS, forcing tThe to leave his spot. More grenades coming from Butch. The flashbangs also coming into this fight, and we see MTS using the medkit to protect himself by the end of the game. One player down a site, and now it's a 2v2 fight. We see Japa, and now Real has only one player because VM7 also went down. Japa XL tries to hold on, and Put on will get him. So it's a booyah, Team Liquid! The double booyah came for the horses. They dominate Bermuda. And you have to deal with the fact that no one can stop MTS, Isa.
MTS, the king of explosives, really a genius of explosives. Here in the LBFF, Team Liquid getting the second booyah, also on Bermuda, finishing up a great day in the best way possible with the booyah. Team Liquid that we were seeing having a not so great performance over the past weeks, and right now they are coming back, showing that they have the MVP MTS, one of our best players here in the LBFF, and coming up strongly. Today we have Team Liquid making 2 booyahs, Vivo Cage making 2 booyahs. Look at that, 22 points. Pedro being the MVP with 5 eliminations.
Real with a great game, 17 kills, 17 points for them, before also keeping themselves on the run for the top of the standings, and Vivo Cage closing out the gap onto Fluxo. Fluxo went down really early in this match, and Vivo Cage getting 10 points, still closing out this gap, which could lead them to take the top of the standings tomorrow. We will have lots of emotions going on here tomorrow with groups A and C going at each other. Unidas with 13 points, finally with a better result. The first day that they didn't get a booyah in the season. We see 00 Nation with no points, Fluxo with 2, Cruzeiro with 3, Netshoes Miners didn't even get to Liberty. They will still be on the bottom of the table.
Netshoes Miners having a very bad day. They are the worst team in the day of today. So Netshoes Miners with only 11 points in the whole day. That's so little. That is so bad for them. Unidas following them with 14. And look at, 36 points. Netshoes Miners had 26. And look, Fluxo only had 36 points today. Fluxo, that is a team that we are used to never seeing doing less than like 50 points in one single match, in one single round. So let's see.
The worst day for Fluxo
yes,
this season.
Probably the worst day for Fluxo in the whole season. Only 36 points overall, so very bad start, very bad ending actually for Fluxo in this Sunday.
And a good day for Vivo Cade with 85 points on their hands. Good day by Team Liquid, a good day by Cruzeiro, an average day by Cruzeiro, but it was a day for the teams that were on the bottom of the standings or in the middle of the standings to go up. We didn't see a great day by Fluxo, a great day by Vasco, a great day by Unidas, a great day by any of the teams that were fighting for the actual top of the table.
Yes, definitely. And the standings are going to be very cool to observe because, as we all know, the teams in Group B are not going to be playing tomorrow. So this leaves the chance for Vivo Cage, Team Liquid, Cruzeiro to get on top of the standings and to do better.
And we'll soon check out which was the best team of the day, despite the fact that I have kind of a hunt.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that maybe it was a certain team, that is Vivo Cage, the best team of the day with 39 points only in Purgatory. That is amazing.
Actually.
Yeah, sorry, Adasal.
And a good result for them, almost 40 points in Adasal in Purgatory.
Yes, great. And 28 points in Kalahari, which is good. And only 18 in Bermuda.
Bermuda A.
Bermuda A. And of course, we have had a lot of eliminations by the players. General being the MVP, Nando9 also standing out. Dead God, Modestia, and Cabeção play today in the last match.
It was really spread between them.
Yes, yes. And so let's see the sequence of booyahs of the day. We have Team Liquid and Vivo Cage getting amazing double booyahs. Fluxo got the booyah, the first booyah of Kalahari, which was probably their only good match in this day.
Their only good match. They went for 26 points in that match,
and it was
they had 36 in the day.
Yeah. And Cruzeiro making the first booyah. Cruzeiro that had an awesome start of the day. First half of the day for Cruzeiro was amazing. If they had kept the performance, they would be probably the best team of the day. But they unfortunately didn't. But still, good day for Cruzeiro.
And we'll soon bring you guys the highlights of the day. But I think that the highlights were the fact that Team Liquid does dominate Bermuda, and Vivo Cage, when they want to play the tough game, the actual game, they come for the fight.
Yes, Vivo Cage is a very strong team. We have seen them competing for the title in basically all seasons. Vivo Cage has a number of second places, third places. They have the championship. They were winners of the LBFF season 5. So
and they were the runner-up last season.
Yes, they were the runner-up.
Almost taking the title from before in the last match.
And look, R7 being the MVP of the day, and R7 that is not a main player for Cruzeiro. Today he entered the team as one of the main players, but he usually is not. Of course, Vivo Cage getting the most points and the most kills. Team Liquid coming as the runner-up before with 72 points, great round as well, and the most punctuation. And Cruzeiro with 31 kills altogether, which was great.
And let's check out the standings to see what is the picture for you guys to understand what you have to expect tomorrow. Vivo Cage 70 points behind Fluxo. A day like today would lead Vivo Cage to the top.
Vivo Cage is probably the only team that is really threatening Fluxo towards the leadership.
And Metagaming, that will be here tomorrow as well. Magic Squad could be also a threat. Those three teams will be the action for tomorrow. They will be the focus of the action for tomorrow, as well as Corinthians that will try to take out probably some spots on the table. Nice job by Team Liquid, leaving the 16th position to end up the day in the 10th position. This is the Team Liquid that we expected when we started the season.
Yes, and let's remember that Lauji is not going to play tomorrow, so Los Grandes will pass them. 0-0 Nation.
Nitrox plays tomorrow.
Nitrox, Tropa plays tomorrow, Liberty plays tomorrow. Liberty and Netshoes Miners in the bottom of the charts will need to punctuate so well tomorrow, and even so, they won't be able to pass.
Look at the gap between Liberty and Tropa, 53 points. They need to have the best day of their lives to go over Tropa that will be playing here tomorrow. Nitrox will be playing here tomorrow. Their main goal will be 0-0 Nation that has 233 points, which is 70 points ahead of them.
Yes, it is going to be so hard for Liberty and Netshoes Miners to get out of those bottom two stands in the table chart. But we are going to see. We still are only at a third of the championship, basically. So we still have 2/3 for those teams to turn it around.
And look at the Fluxo number of kills. They still got 200 kills. They almost got no kills on the last two maps. And the kill leaders, Cias just burned my tongue. I jinxed Cias.
Yes, and Hinder and Easy just took down a bit of the difference. So 10 kills in difference is a lot, but it's not that much. It's not that absurd. We had 14 kills as a difference when we ended up the second match, if I'm not wrong. So Hinder and Easy are going to threaten CS if they keep getting so many eliminations. And this difference can shrink a lot, and up until the point that Hinder and CS might pick up the top one.
They might go for the top. We see Ousado with 50 kills as well, and Eric with 48, and Eric still has to play tomorrow. If Eric has a good day tomorrow, he might reach Hinder and Easy. 10
he
kills,
might pass
he might
them.
reach Hinder and Easy, and this battle for the MVP might start to get really interesting right now.
I would like to see Eric pass both of them and get really close to Cias, which is possible if he makes like 15 kills. He's going to have only a 5 kill difference towards Cias, so that is going to be very interesting.
This is becoming a really interesting season. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I hope you guys at home are liking it as well. Don't forget to follow us at FF Esports BR, and don't forget to follow me at Marcelo Ferrantini, Isa at Isa13X. Why the X? You just like the X?
No, it's because Is It 13 alone wasn't available. So.
Oh, I get it. So the X was a trick to keep the nickname. And of course, don't forget to check your squads in FF Squad. Tomorrow will be the last day of the week, and you guys have to keep your economy really tight for you to have the best team every day.
Yes, definitely. My FF squad is great, and I am looking so forward to seeing yours again alongside with mine tomorrow. I'm hoping for your opinions. It has been, as always, a pleasure to be here. I missed you guys so much yesterday, and I'm glad to be here.
And I'm glad to be here with you once again for this amazing broadcast to all around the world. Thank you for being here, and thank you guys for being here. Tomorrow we'll be here as well at 8 p.m. in Brazilian time, and we expect you here as well. I see you tomorrow. It's time to drop!